Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this broadcast. I'm Thomas Fester, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Friday, July 10th, 2026. And would you look at that? It happened. We finally got that UFO tranche, and yes, that means I got that phone call this morning at 5:30 from Mike saying, "Hey, Thomas, we got one." It's like that thing in Ghostbusters where the scene, all the lights go off, you jump up wide awake, and you make it happen. What a great show. Before I jump ahead of myself too much, let's welcome in the freaking audience. Who the heck do we have out there? It's a live show after all. Oh, let's see who we have out there. We have A Thought Form. We got April's out there. We got Banana Buoy, Brains. We got BWC, Captain K. Circus Brains is out there. I think it's, Circus Brains. How about that? Craig Smith. We got Ed Zachary, Eliza Teal, Elvis Roten, Firefly, Galactic Family Podcast, along with Geraldine Durazio, Grateful Benny, Immigrants, good to see you, Jay Boone and Jay Cat Meow. We got Jericho, Jesus Freak, 777, Joey Spades, Kelly Broad, of course, with those piercing blue eyes. Good to see you, Kelly. Who else do we have out there? We've got Kiwi DJ, Light Melinda. Where's Dark Melinda? Just joking, folks. Little T and Lord Malphus. We got Lori G, Matt, good to see you, as well as Metal Gaming 420. Our resident Bogart. Minnow Pooh is out there with Mr. Joey B. Niles Guy, our resident Pitbull. Look at him. It's Pitbull, literally. Not really, but it is. NYC Elevator Guy, along with PC Anderson. We got Perfectly Imperf, Psychosomatic Insane. Sam's out there, along with Scooby Dooby Gooby. We've got Scott Shelley, Steve Mateo. Sweaty is out there, along with Tech Money. Teresa Loves Her President. Timbo, Truckin' Pawpaw, UFO Believers Australia, Warp Drive, Wasteland Wonder, Wendy Joe, WeWiki, and X42B. How about that? So let's jump into the studio. Welcome, everybody. Yes, I changed the title card, mixed it up a little bit from this morning. Same different elements I've been working with, but yeah, there are 42 files that were released today, and it was pretty interesting. I think we've moved beyond just some disclosure dots. Your thought, Mike? It was nice.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for waking me up this morning to bring out disclosure to our audience.
Oh, absolutely. Well, listen, we waited over a month for these files, so we had to be, early bird catches the worm. So we were out there and covering it, as always.
Yeah, I think we're one of the first out there to cover it. You know, we went for 2 hours. I looked like hell. I sounded like hell. I feel a little bit better now. I went back to sleep, and I think I slept till like 1 o'clock.
You look better, so it looks like you're rested.
Yeah, rested.
That's
still a little bit, not quite though, but ready to get in and deal with some national security.
Oh, the national security will be coming up, my friend.
Oh yeah, but looks like what's his name? Daryl's not here yet. Hopefully everything's okay. Oh, he will.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll catch up.
Oh, absolutely, catch up is right. I guess we could jump right into the files. I've got some news stories we can bring up as well from some of our favorites out there talking about this. I've got News Nation Pause for their things they're covering, because we like to cover what are the good things that came out of this, plus what is the world saying as far as disclosure, so we know how to talk with all of our friends about it.
No, that's true, and the mainstream media seems to have been picking up on it today. So we should definitely cover that before we jump into everything else.
All right. I guess we could cover a thing. Well, you got to love them. You got to hate them. You know who I'm talking about, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Avi Loeb.
Yep. Yeah.
He's making his rounds.
Our audience voted him out of office last night.
Yeah, but greatest thing is this whole thing from Shermer is blowing up in Shermer's and Avi's face, because Shermer was basically reciting and reading a chapter from the book of Loeb. To go ahead and say why the Tic Tac isn't real, and he took the same arguments Loeb used against the Tic Tac in the first place.
Ooh, that was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that.
Couldn't happen better to a nicer guy.
To a nicer guy. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yep.
Let's hope they both deserve. They hope they both get that vacation that they more than deserve. On that note, let's go ahead and jump across to CBS. Kind of check out where they wanted to discuss about this. We got a bunch of videos I've got queued up, ready to go from it's more than disclosure dots this time. At least we can say, I think.
Yes, and the ones that you and I picked out were also the ones that they were highlighting today. So we were right on it.
Oh yeah.
Like that waffle, a honeycomb.
The honeycomb, the brain thing. Yeah, there's a bunch of those.
Yeah.
The flying pig.
Yep. The blob. Yeah, everybody was picking up on that.
Oh yeah.
On mainstream media. So yeah, we picked out the good ones.
Exactly. So on that note, let's check out this one video, get this thing going. Let's have some fun. Happy Disclosure Day, everybody's. Yeah, hopefully 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Well, there'll be another release eventually. Let's enjoy this one for the next week or so while it lasts. On that note, let's go ahead and jump into the video to picture here. I guess I could call it picture. Oh God, that's aging us.
Oh yeah. That's okay. It's a good one.
It's a good one. All right, here we go, folks. Hold on.
Well, the Pentagon today released a new trove of UFO files, and of the
Tranche.
40 new files, 19 of them are videos. They're coming from the Pentagon, NASA, the CIA, the FBI, and the Energy Department. So let's bring in Avi Loeb, who now leads the White House UAP Council. Avi, what can you tell us? What's in these files? What are we looking at here?
Well, first, thank you for having me. We see documents dating back to 1948, 49, when a conference took place in Los Alamos led by Edward Teller that was involved in the Manhattan Project earlier. And it involves quite distinguished physicists talking about green fireballs that they cannot figure out, some objects moving horizontally. And so these objects remained unresolved. And then we're seeing a number of videos from recent years where unidentified objects appear. For example, there is an object that makes a 90 degrees change in its trajectory, very abrupt, and becomes a very thin line on the image. It's unclear what this object is. Then there is another one that looks like a formation front of multiple objects moving together through the clouds, and we can't really tell what these objects are. There are a number of those that look like real objects, but there is not enough information. And of course, one objective of the council that I'm leading, that serves as an advisory council to the US government, is to suggest new instruments, new sensors that would allow us to collect new data in the future that will get to the bottom of it, figure out what the nature of these objects is. Because, if these are technological objects, there are two possibilities. Either they were sent by adversarial nations, in which case they are a matter of national security, or this is the biggest discovery ever made in science. We see technological artifacts that are of non-human origin. So in both cases, we have to figure it out. And of course, the best way to do that is by getting better data. And, these releases follow the directive from President Trump a few months ago. And it's a great blessing both to national security and to science. And I'm really happy to partner with government in trying to figure them out.
I think, Avi, to the untrained eye, when you look at some of these videos, they all kind of start to look the same. They're kind of grainy. It's sort of this odd-looking either balloon object or this sort of weird orb there in the sky. And I'm curious, are you seeing stark differences between what was released today and, say, files that were released in the past? The one that stands out to me, I will tell you, is the one that sort of is that Star Trek-looking object thing. We were joking that it looks like something out of Superman, that maybe he flew down from Krypton on. Anything else that sort of sparked your interest that says, oh, wait, we might have something here that maybe prove some of these theories or maybe disprove them?
No, at this time, there is no single video, image, or any other data that indicates a non-human origin for any of these objects. The star-looking object that you mentioned could be just a diffraction pattern that is often found in the optics of cameras. So I would say at the moment, there is no conclusive evidence. But the good news is that the best is yet to come, that there is classified data that probably is much richer and more convincing. A high resolution image of one of these objects would be very revealing. And the fact that the US government, those people in the White House, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Pentagon, and the intelligence community, and the FBI. The fact that they are reaching out to scientists like myself to try and help them figure it out implies, in my mind, that they believe that some of these objects cannot be human-made, because otherwise they would put the reports in a classified memo to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. They would not ask me as a scientist to help them figure it out. So I think we are heading in an interesting direction into the future. The future is better than the past, and we will figure it out using the scientific method by collecting more evidence. It's not a matter of opinions. We should not pay attention to social media. You know, this is a scientific matter, trying to figure out the nature of these objects.
Oh, we need to pay attention to social media, Avi, because you need someone to hold you to what you're saying and the truth behind it. So, you know, just like you must look for more censors, you must look to the public court of opinion. And it's not just science, it's your interpretation of science that you go through a lot, but it's more than that. It's your constrained view of we must only look at things within the physics that we know. And if we go outside of it, you know, it can't be real.
Yeah, he's got very
get to the bottom of it.
Einstein theory of relativity bias,
Yep.
where everything has to fit into that prosaic understanding of physics. Or else it's a prosaic. It's a balloon. It's a Chinese balloon.
Yeah.
Or it's a diffraction pattern, like you just said. He tries to squeeze it into that box.
Yeah. I guess we can get back to the video.
Yep.
Thank you, audience, for pointing that out. You're hilarious. Thank you.
And this is much more inspiring than the script of Steven Spielberg in the recent movie Disclosure Day, because over there, the government fights scientists and crashes their car against a moving train. My car is completely intact, and I feel privileged to help the U.S. government, you know, as an American citizen, at the very least, fulfill its mission in maintaining national security.
Well, I hope we can talk to you each time these batch of files are released to help us make sense of it. Avi Loeb, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
There we go.
Today, the Pentagon released a new batch. So let's bring in
There's another video they're giving us. What the hell is Google doing here? I go forward.
Today,
CBS News.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, we got Jordan Flowers here. We can jump to them. Got a bunch of videos to get into. So, yeah, Avi Loeb is taking it like Avi Loeb usually does, you know, one video at a time. And at least he said we can look to a better future, but he didn't bring up the statement that he always says, we must forget about the things that happened in the past, which is really everyone erupted at him for saying that.
Yeah, forgive and forget.
No, we'll never forgive. Well, we might forgive Mike, but we'll never fucking forget ever.
Right. That's the point, Thomas.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
all right. So I guess that means it's time to look at some videos.
Yes, it is.
All right. As soon as it decides to bring it up. All right. So I got a new folder with items. These are the videos that we looked at earlier today. I have them tagged. Majority of the sightings we had that we're going to be looking at are either from the South China Sea, or they're coming from, where is the other place they're coming from? They're coming from the Middle East.
Yes, sir.
So let's see which one we want to get to here. Well, let's bring up the star. Okay. That could be a refraction that's going on the overall camera lens, depending on the brightness of the light, or it could look like one of those star things that was in friggin' Superman. The thing is, Mike, we don't know. And we can assume it could be one way or the other, but I'd rather not make an ass out of us or the audience. So this little video here, let me just put it on, make sure it's on loop here. I don't think we're going to have to worry about this one. This one is just 16 seconds watching something that's got, looks like 6 arms coming out of it. Could be a refraction coming beyond it, but it's almost like it's undulating, like it's a big spider, Mike.
Yeah. That doesn't look like it's a diffraction to me.
You know, coming out this way, potentially going away from the craft, maybe, but that just the whole thing is like almost like moving around in segments.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like a solid object.
Which would not be something prosaic the United States government would have, or Russia or China for that. And they might, but it just looks a bit too ominous for that. Exactly. Andy, your hand in the back is up.
Yeah, very interesting. I didn't really sort of catch the earlier broadcast with many of the clips, but yeah, I would expect if it was an aberration of the camera lens with light or maybe heat, that it would be a solid. Right. Even if it was the lines that are coming off, I would expect them to be solid. Again. Where you've got it zoomed in there, there's a definite linear shape in there that I wouldn't have a clue what would cause that.
Yeah. Neither would I. But, when you take that zoomed in kind of a look at it, I keep on going to the wrong fucking window. That would help if I was here. Zooming it in again, it's just the whole thing is kind of undulating a bit. I guess we could point that to as possible compression or stuff, but it's not like we're seeing the background undulating like that. The background is continually moving in a downward fashion, going that way, as this thing is just kind of eerily just kind of bouncing around. It almost reminds me of that one thing we saw with those hooks coming around that they saw in Ukraine that was released.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Organic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does have kind of an organic feel to it, to say the absolute least.
I agree.
Let's now move on to the next one. Is actually, I believe, from the United States. This is a video that was recorded by an individual who had 28 years comparative experience in the U.S. Air Force, and I think it was the Navy, right?
The Navy.
As a pilot.
Fighter pilot. Right.
And in all of his experience, he has never seen anything like this in his entire life. So keep on zooming in on it. What we're talking about is this little freaking bugger right here. So let me zoom out a little bit, get it so we can overall see it. Let's play it. Now, this thing's booking pretty fast. Almost the speed it reminds me of it's moving, Mike. It almost reminds me of the Aguadilla, Puerto Rico scene.
Yeah.
Based on the speed that they're going. This thing's clipping pretty good. I wish we could get an idea. We can see what direction it's moving in or which way is north.
Yeah, they should have given us more sensor data with this.
Right, and then they've lost it. So now let's just take a little bit slower. Let's do our frame-by-frame analysis like we have. And for the most part, it looks like we're getting a consistent object with shadowing on both sides, bright in the center. Now it almost looks like it's tumbling a bit, right?
Right.
So we had it with the darkness kind of going there, and now we're getting the darkness there on the sides a bit more, and almost a frontal view. A full frontal disclosure. There we go. And that could be the light just reflecting on it. Or it could be the object going and actually moving. They did say the object was highly reflective.
Yeah. Well, he obviously doesn't have a radar lock on it or a weapons lock.
No.
No, he's doing this by eye, visually.
Yep. Wait. Hold on. We're going to get one last frame of it. No, that's actually something from the console. And that's it. So, interesting video. Now, I know this is let's see if I can bring up another tab here. And I want to go there, give me to downloads, and I want to get to, not that one, I want to get to the documents. Uh, 1996-47, hold on a second. Project sign, correspondence, Blue Book, analysis of flight and objects, 1949, DAF committees, Pantex, 2015, 1955. I thought there was a report on this.
That would be nice.
I think this is it. No, can't find the one. Anyway, let's move on to the next video, shall we?
Yes, please.
All right. The next one we're going to bring up is we've got something that I'm calling a phantom. Remember when we had the reports of the phantoms that were observed in Ukraine? Dark objects that don't reflect any light whatsoever. This
Correct.
is a short 9-second video we've got. We've got a dark object. And what's interesting about it, Mike, is it's disappearing every other frame as it's moving, which means it's moving in a way that we're not used to dealing with. And I believe this is the one. There's just going to be one of these. Here we go. So if I play at regular speed, and it's gone. Absolutely gone. You just loop it again. You loop. Small, they go to zoom in. They see it. It's moving around back and forth really fucking fast and just gets the hell out of there really fast, which really, the movement we're seeing, Mike, replicates the same instance of the sighting we saw almost in Malta, where the object is going from point to point to point, moving relatively faster than the camera can pick it up. It's dark and luminous. It's dark itself. Let's go ahead a little bit further into this. And here we go. It's going to zoom off to the left. Oh, damn it. Now let me move this. It's going to zoom down to the left. Almost getting a sense of duplication here, where it looks like we're getting one object, but it actually is showing that we've got two. And then it comes down to one. We're seeing a little bit of interference coming from the radar platform that Abe was talking about earlier today. That's a known issue with the sensors. And again, it looks like we've got two objects again moving in tight unison, if that's what it really is. And here we've got them a bit closer, and almost it looks like each object that's there, Mike, is either like two things that are close together, or it's some kind of like a jelly bean kind of a shape. It's just hard to tell. There we go. They were showing two objects again. And this view here, is that view there. So it's going through a cycle of movement that it's going through at this point. Let's move on, get through it, go to it as it moves around. Goes down to there. It looks like we got those balls separating a little bit. Almost like the ones you'll see behind a pickup truck sometimes.
Yeah, those are the ones. Truck nuts.
And now we've got these a little bit further apart. Now we're seeing as it's moving back to the right, and now it's almost looking more from this particular angle. Now we've got more of a solid object, almost a teardrop shape in this one, that continues to change its overall shape, and that could be by the overall. Now this one looks like more like a traditional saucer, but it's just hard to tell and know exactly when we're looking at when. Yes, thank you, National Security. I caught you. Thank you, J-Cat. Appreciate that. Don't start doing that, audience. I won't do it every time. I'll be shit-faced before halfway through the show. And it's going back and forth here as I go forward in this video. Where the fuck did it go now? Hold on. Let's zoom out. Fuck did it go? All right, so it literally goes invisible. And I don't think it's going underneath the ocean. It could be.
No.
We can't tell. No, because it is above the ocean at this point. But it's going for, usually it's every other frame that it shows up, right? We got it here. Now, if I go 1, 2, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 frames it was gone for, which usually we see it every other frame. It shows up. Something's going on where the craft, we could call it at this point, is demonstrating duplication from what we've seen potentially, right? And also invisibility. Now, the next thing you're going to see at the end of this, if I zoom out a little bit, it's going to go, I would call this almost instantaneous acceleration and it's gone. Boom. Let me just rewind a little bit on that again. It's going, remember, it was only jumping small a distance per. Now we've got it jumping to here, jumping to there. It's increasing the distance between each one. Another one. It goes to there. It goes to here. It starts to turn that. It's getting smaller, which means it's going farther away. So as it's moving in those bigger leaps, Mike, it's getting smaller, which means it's going further away from the viewer.
Right. And it's getting ready for instantaneous acceleration.
And it's gone.
Right. That's what happens after that. It disappears.
Yep. And we're already at 20 frames, and it's not showing back up. It's gone.
Right.
So 3 potential observables on this one. You know, Mike, I have to say, we're moving a little bit beyond just the regular disclosure dots like we've seen before. If you go through these really frame by frame, you can really pick up what's going on. And yes, Steve Mateo, don't blink because it'll be gone by the time you open your eyes.
But that's how these objects move.
Right. So that was the ring. Which one was that? I called that one the Phantom DOD. This next one I call odd. DOD. I'm not sure why I call it odd, but we'll get to it. Oh, this is the one that's like the, this one's odd. This one is, I think we call this like the honeycomb or something.
Yes.
Or the brain or whatever it was.
Right.
This one's 4.5 minutes long, so I'm not going to, we'll have it loop. We'll go through it and get into it. But this one, you know, it's
when they zoom in, it gets real interesting.
Looks like a disclosure dot to start off with.
Right.
We can see we've got a consistent ocean moving behind it, going in that direction. And as they start zooming in, that little tear-shaped object that we just saw. Christ, hold on. This thing is just going everywhere, which could be from the camera itself. Let's just go ahead and zoom in and watch it go frame by frame here. It's maintaining a consistent angle to the observer, meaning we've got some black stuff on the bottom. Then we've got like this white claw kind of a shape that's hidden behind your head, Mike. There we go. Now, I wouldn't call this a balloon.
No. And as it comes clearer into focus, it looks like anything but a balloon.
Yeah.
And if you look at the waves on the water, this thing is going against the wind.
Yeah, it is.
So that's not a fucking balloon.
Now, this disturbance we're getting right here where it all kind of rips apart and comes back together, we believe that is a disturbance going from the actual visual platform, not necessarily the object itself.
Right.
But we haven't really seen that kind of a disturbance going before sometimes. But either way, yeah, now it's getting more of a...
There we go. Now we're getting to see the object up close.
What the hell is that? You could say you got 2 eyes, a nose, a pair of lips, you got some cheekbones there and everything else. No, it's not that's pareidolia, folks. But, wait. Here it's kind of like this, right? And now we're going to jump a little bit, and now you can tell the angle has changed where we've got more of, this is more of a top-down view, right?
Right.
Coming from. Wait. Bastard. I've got my own bugs here I got to kill. And now we've got it where it's gone a little bit more, where it's rotated a bit, where we're getting to see a bit more of the edge of the craft right here. So let's continue on a bit more. And this is why we were calling it a brain sometimes, just because the overall object itself, like, what the hell is this thing? And there we go. That's potentially more disturbance. But now this is the object locked in again. Now potentially that area where the dark side is that was right here has rotated around a bit, so we're not seeing it anymore. So the object definitely has some movement, and it's not just staying in one direct orientation. And here we got that edge again where it rotated a bit, that darker edge that we see. Going behind the camera. Stuck behind the camera in this area. There it is coming back out again. And it almost has a look like it's a caterpillar kind of, where you've got the little feet going on the thing going up. But again, it's just, we keep on seeing a different view of this. It just is changing. And now you can see we've got a, organization of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5, another one here, 6. Organization of black dots that have to serve some kind of form or function.
It's like gaps in the craft itself.
Right. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, yes, I do have, many years of experience creating video games, artwork for video games, designing video games, programming video games throughout the years. So I'm kind of used to looking at pixels and trying to figure stuff out. So I'm kind of applying some of that real world experience to help us figure out, from the knowledge we understand about UAP, to try and figure out what it is the heck we're seeing in here and how potentially this kind of lines up to what the fuck is even that. Now, interesting. You know how we had those black dots before? Now we've got white dots and the opposite.
Yep. Yeah. Because it's rotating and looks like it's reflecting.
Right. No, I could zoom out, let everyone see. Yeah, it's just moving there. But I think it helps us see it a lot more if we can see this stuff up close.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the money shot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this one almost looks like a fish. You got the fish eye, the top of the fish. You've got the nose. You got the mouth going down on the whole thing. But it's not a fish with little fins. It's just, I wonder if one side we've got the white dots, and on the opposite side of it, we've got the black dots.
Could be.
And this one big dot here, there's a decent sized one, and it looks like it's getting happy too there, like it's sticking out a bit now. Yeah. We just have to stay away from pareidolia. And no, that's not a gray alien in there with his arm and body and stuff looking at us. No. It just looked like that for a frame. This is unlike, this is, I think, where we're calling it looking like honeycomb. Like not a regular, like bee honeycomb, like the breakfast cereal honeycomb.
Right. That's it. That's the shape that we're seeing.
Right. God, it looks like a face. We know it's not a face. It's just our eyes fooling with us.
It's our brains trying to identify it and make sense of it.
Yeah. I think this is where we get to see it in color for a few frames. So now they've switched, it looks like, to
visual,
a standard vision camera. And this is kind of what it would appear as to the eye. So we've got this big black section that's going here, and here are these kind of fingers, if you want to call it, that are gripping onto this black object, almost like you're gripping out onto a camera, kind of.
Right.
And it's close to being locked in at this point for where it's going on. Let me make sure, zooming on, the object is... Can't tell what the sun is doing here. Let's go ahead and play it a bit more. There they got the object again. They lost it. We're bringing it back up. We were where we are a little bit ago. Now this is going forward. Let me move this a little bit more. Go down to here and go forward a little bit. It's just, what do we say? What the hell is that? Even that?
Yeah. What the hell is even that?
Yeah.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah. Exactly.
What the hell is even that?
You're not supposed to do that again. Here we go. Wrong keyboard. All right. Sorry about playing that twice, but it's just, it's one of those objects you look at and it's just different from anything we've seen before. So
it is.
We have to put it in that box and just saying, I guess this is why RO had it and they were calling it, but here we go. This is where we've got the definite structure again, where you've got the repeating pattern of the dark ones here and here, another one here and here, but then we've got lighter ones up near the top of the object and darker ones there. So we have a pair there, a pair there, a pair there, and the dark one over there. Yeah. And this is going to go on for a whole fucking 4 minutes. Playing it back real time now. I'm just trying to keep everything centered. So you go, what the hell? Now that just sped up and it's almost off the screen. We're adjusting the camera to try and keep it. Fuck now. And now they've overcompensated. This thing is trying to get away from the camera.
Looks like it.
So now we've got the object off in the darker part of the lens for what's going on. Are we going to see this thing any different? No, it's still that same, whatever the fuck it is, object.
Well, we haven't seen anything like this before, publicly or privately.
And the more we start getting, Mike, into these different objects, we don't know what it is and if they look shocking to people. Maybe this is kind of the stuff that can start shocking people and to realize, wow, what the fuck are these things? These aren't orbs. These aren't flying saucers. These sure as fuck aren't balloons. What do we have up there? And are they truly our friends? And what we found many times, probably not our friends, to say the least.
Right.
They're very elusive. They try to hide from us. They do things and they hide in the dark. They hide in the shadows. They take people at nighttime. Most they bring back. They do stuff to them without our permission. It's definitely not our friends. All right, here we go again. Bring them back in.
Pets out in the middle of the night. They liquefy them. Yeah, that's definitely not a friendly gesture.
Let's just watch the behavior. We've already seen kind of what this thing is doing, and it's not changing or anything. It's we keep on seeing this consistent shape that's rotating and moving a bit. Doesn't seem to be changing its perspective based on the camera. It's just based on the movements of the object itself. This shape reminds me of here, Mike. Remember the movie Beetlejuice?
Yes.
The mom in the story, she was the artist.
Yeah.
And she created that statue that had the arms on it and it walked and went and grabbed a person.
Yep.
That's what it kind of looks like.
Andy has his hand raised.
Go for it, Andy.
Yeah, do you know what, Thomas? Great minds think alike. I was actually thinking that myself.
Really? Yeah.
It really, really reminds me of that hand, that sort of statue.
Statue that has the arms that come in and grab a person and it goes and walks along kind of with this little antenna stuff or sloughs along. And you can see this thing is just cranking really hard. I mean, it's going really freaking fast over the background. They're able to keep it locked in place. So this thing is not just meandering around taking its time. It is actively trying to avoid these cameras from going ahead and collecting it. All right, that looks like a dragon now, dragon skull. You got two eyes, the horns on the top of it, the nose coming in the whole bit, and the mouth. Again, that's just
also as well, Thomas. It doesn't appear to actually, I've seen people say, "Oh, balloon" in the chat. It's not actually moving itself. It's moving through the sky. However, it's going, but
Right.
it appears to be a solid object.
Right.
You know, it's not a balloon that's going to undulate in the wind or anything like that.
Right. And here we can see it is a transparent part with it, meaning these are things that are sticking out from it that we're actually seeing the background through. And now the object is doing a little bit more of a dance, going on its side a bit more, maybe it looks like, as it is attempting to get away and elude observation. This has got about a minute left. Let's go ahead and zoom in again. See, it looks like it's gotten back just a little bit here to that one direction where you can see that kind of a hard side showing up there. Let's watch it. Okay, here we go. Transition showing that one side where the black stuff is, and then rotating a bit more so it's going out of sight. So it does have an undulation of some kind of stuff going on. Now it looks like its image is starting to break up a bit. I think they've gotten closer to it or something. Or just the orientation is changing. It's rotating as it's going around. I'm trying to do my best to keep this within everyone's visual view so we can see this thing as it moves around. Because, again, we're all on different small screens potentially. And where did it go? There it goes. It's going to be heading off to the upper right part of the screen here. And there it is. They stop. God, this guy is good. He's trying to go ahead and catch it. And there it is there. Is getting a bit more erratic in the movements, and they're having a hard time being able to capture it. And I think this is going to lead us to the end of the video. Up there it goes again. Hold on. Let's go back again. Want to go back again for a reason as it's moving. No, the black dots have flipped now. They were on the right side before. I guess what we've got is those black dots on each particular side, and as the object turns a little bit, we see it on one side or on the other.
And it's moving like a bat out of hell.
Yep. And they lost it. Not to be found anywhere. Oh, there it is, actually. So, at the start of the video, I didn't catch this before. Can't see here. Let me get Mike out of the way for a second. It's right here. Initially, the object. I just see that little bastard at. Here it is. Damn it, don't do that. Go back a little bit. Just want to watch the movement of the object. That's them scrolling parallaxing the background to try and get it. But yeah, they saw this thing when it was relatively far out there, and they definitely went and zoomed in on it to figure out what the hell this thing was. Again, zoomed in a little bit more, we can clearly see that black edge on one side versus the other, getting a little bit darker. And then they're going to go ahead and focus in a bit more, zoom in a bit more, and that's when we're going to start getting the details and everything we went through. This one is definitely an unknown, and what the hell it is, it's a good question. I've never seen anything like this before. I don't think the audience.
No, not publicly or privately. Nothing like this has been out there before.
No.
And Arrow sat on this the whole time.
Yeah, of course.
While they were busy telling the public that there is no anomalous objects to their knowledge.
Well, they would only release videos of objects that were resolved. And if they were resolved as UAP, Mike, they wouldn't release it because they had a policy of not releasing any videos of UAP. They give us balloons. They give us other prosaic objects. this is really the first time we're starting to get unknown videos of unknown objects released to the general public, which is about fucking time.
The president ordered them to do that.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting it.
Yeah.
And if you looked at Arrow's mission statement when they first began, it was specifically for them to only focus on anomalous objects and dismiss anything they determined to be prosaic.
Yeah.
But they did the opposite of that for us.
Yeah. Now, in the description for Arrow on this one, they said it could be a balloon, but they're not sure.
Right.
So let's just zoom in on this one. This is the flying pig. They're going to zoom in a bit more. It's going to get clear as it brings into the detail a bit more. And there we go. Wait. And it's gone. There it is. And it takes off. It's gone. Now, I guess people could say, well, it does kind of have that look where it could be a balloon, and that's a pig and its eye and its nose and its mouth, and maybe this is another pig pointing the other way. Over on X, let me find a window here. I saw a really good mock-up of what this thing could potentially be. Nope. Here we go. Here's a possibility. It could be a balloon, or it could be something like this. It's very unknown. There's not enough detail for this kind of stuff. And, I guess this isn't soft disclosure. I still would think we're still dealing with a drip of disclosure.
Yeah. Mike. Yes, we are. They're dragging their ass and holding back as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. And all the different AI platforms are all creating something different. So it's hard to tell. We don't know what it really looks like because we don't know what these things really are, for that matter.
Right.
All right. Let's move on to our next one. That was the pig. When pigs fly. All right. This one's really interesting. I guess we keep on saying really interesting time and time again, but they are. This is the one where we've got it. It's this long line of all of these objects. It doesn't really, it could be birds, but it really doesn't behave like birds. It's not the right altitude for birds. There's too many of them, and it's a configuration we generally don't see birds flying. So let's get this one up. I think this is it. Yep. We're going to see it moving a little bit up here very lightly, and they're tracking this thing. And now they're going to go ahead and zoom in on it in a second. Here we go. Now this is where I get to do my stuff and start bringing it in. And we can see the object is long. It's kind of on kind of an angle, but it's going to be maintaining this angle all the way through. It's going against the clouds. There we go. This is what we're looking for. God, you know what this reminds me of? Remember that movie with Star Trek with Kirk? And there was this energy wave that was coming along and they had to do something to jump and like do a time portal or something as this energy is racing across the planet?
You're talking about the Nexus event. That was Nemesis.
Yeah.
No, that was Generations, where Kirk met up with Picard.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what it looked like, the energy wave.
Yeah. As it's getting up and across, we can kind of zoom into it a bit more. And it's not solid. There is just a ton of objects all moving in complete unison, lockstep with each other. And usually if you have birds that are migrating, it's more of a V. And you'll see waviness going in the V. It's never just locked in one particular direction for a period of time. So let's zoom on that a little bit because I'm sure they're going to go ahead and recycle. There we go. Bringing it back in again. Let's watch this in real time. Here we go. There for a second. Here we go. Let me hide the chat for a second. Sorry, chat. Doing. There's the object again. No, birds do not fly like that. Come on. Yeah, there's a whole fleet of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh, God. And we've got... Oh, there's at least 60 of these things here, Mike, if not more. 60.
Yeah, that's a lot, Thomas.
Yeah. And they are going
Whatever
through
the hell it is.
They are going through the clouds a bit, but they're also moving really freaking fast for freaking birds. Would birds be going through the clouds that freaking fast, going against the clouds? I don't think so.
No, they wouldn't. Obviously.
Yeah.
That's why it's what the hell is this?
Yeah. Now it's flying on an upward angle, not directly against the clouds, but it's almost like if this is the overall line, this overall line, instead of flying forward, is now like, that was at the end of it? Yeah, that was the end of it. Now flying sideways. And that is the best view for counting bullets. Yeah, there's a shit ton of them, folks. What the hell it is? That's why it's disclosure. You know what, Mike? It'd be nicer if we got some more information about some of this stuff. Going ahead, again, just dropping the files, not giving us any of the telematics of what's going on, showing the location, the direction, the speed, the estimated size, all the different kind of stuff that would be very useful. The compass direction. We got the compass direction here. That way is north. But still, we're not getting all the details we need to be able to make a decision on what this stuff is.
Yeah, it would have been nice had they provided that for us.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the same person who took away those things as the same person who brought in Dr. Avi Loeb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that is birds. The next one we've got is I call Bloom, because this is an interesting object. At first, it looks like an egg from Yoshi's Island. If anyone's who's played Yoshi's Island out there before, that little green egg with the white egg with the green dots. Jay Albertson, your hand's up. Go ahead. Sorry about that. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Thomas, that with this video, the reason why it can't be birds, okay, and you're saying, you know, and you are 100% correct that they fly in a V, is because of the fact that the bird in the front is taking all of the force. They are the most rested, right? Mm-hmm. So they're flapping, and while they are flapping, the birds behind them are using that air current to kind of hover off of, so they don't have to flap so much.
Right, and after a while, that one's in the front falls back and goes to the end, and they keep on going through that round robin on both sides.
Yeah, they'll continuously change positions. So since they're not changing any positions, this could not be birds at all. And at the end of the video, it's not changing perspective. I think it's actually moving away from the camera.
Right. And yeah, well, Joey Spades, a bunch of drones can do that, not over the South China Sea, not that high of an altitude, and definitely not that fast. Why would there be, Jay, why would you think there would be a huge display of drones like this up in the middle of the ocean?
There wouldn't be any reason to have that many in the ocean unless you're testing your equipment. But why would you test it where known people will be looking at? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Why would you test something out there?
Right.
And so many of them, like there's no, that couldn't be a test. I'm sorry. I got to say no on that one too.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that it could potentially be, but there's nothing that goes ahead and definitively says it's this or not. That's why it's freaking unknown.
100%, Thomas. I agree with you on that one. And the birds thing where it's not birds and everything else. It's unknown to me.
Yep. Which means it's going to be pretty much unknown to everybody.
Oh, that it is. And I agree with Jay. He's right. About whatever the hell these objects are.
Exactly. Let me shut that down there. All right. So on that note, let's now go on to our next video. We've got bringing up this one I called Bloom, because it's going to be an interesting object. And partway through looking at this Yoshi's egg again that we're talking about, it's going to do something really wild that just blows your mind out of what the hell this could be. So it's going to start off again as one of those little, different shaped disclosure dot off in the distance. We can... And there we go. It's getting closer. Or could this be like a tesseract kind of a thing going on, Jay, where we've got the sphere and 4 cubes? Maybe?
It could be. It might be. I'm not sure yet.
What we can see as it's getting in closer to it, we definitely have now it looks like Snoopy with the nose and the eyes. The nose. It's out of here. We're almost to the spot where this is going to go off and do something really freaking odd. As they've locked in on the object, and they know specifically what size it is, but they've blocked away the UI so we cannot see the sizing. System is coming back and locking it in, saying it's 1 meter, 3 meters, 15 meters, 20 meters. For some reason, they want to go ahead and keep that from us. Now, this is running in real time. And we can see the undulating motion of the object as it's moving through. And this is about where it's going to go and do its... Here we go. This reminds me of a face hugger opening up.
Yeah.
Watch that. There we go.
I had a good laugh. On my podcast this morning about this one, because when I was reading the description, right, of this video, you should definitely read the description out loud. It says the reticle was around the object. And I don't know. I know it's a word. It's reticle
or RECITCLE, reticle or something like
reticle.
that.
Supposed to be reticle.
But it looks like I don't
like
know.
A rectum,
really
like somebody's undulating rectum.
Yeah.
Puckering asshole.
I mean, come on. We were dealing with stuff earlier the week as we're talking about the sightings that were going down in Campinas, Brazil, in the Virginia region.
I thought that was great. Reticle.
Yeah. But again, this, we've got it where it's the solid, whatever you want to call it, defined shape of like the Yoshi egg. And then it goes from there, and then it just frickin' opens up like it's a flower blooming.
And if it's infrared, then we're seeing now it could be either one of two things. Okay, white is hot, black is hot, or white is cool, black is cool. It could be either way.
So it could be white is hot, black is cool, black is hot, white is cool. One of those two things.
They can switch their sensor systems and contrast systems on the fly, so it could be either way.
Right, but usually when they would change it, you would see the screen flash, and then the background changes out to go ahead and be a part of that.
Yeah. So what we're seeing here then is we'll be seeing the coolness of the object. It's opening up, right? And then you'll see the hotness on the inside, right?
Yeah. Or the coolness.
Or yeah, vice versa.
Really quick, there's been some super chats coming in that I maybe haven't been ignoring. One from Brennan England for $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Another one from Steve Mateo, Disclosure Tonight Dip. You better believe it. Thank you very much. Glad I don't have cyclospora. Yeah, glad I am too. Stay away from Taco Bell. You end up running from the border. T-Bones, thanks again for the early morning drop. And Jay Felger, thank you very much. Appreciate the wonderful super chats from everybody. That one just popped in. Let's continue on with this. So now it's back to the Yoshi egg again. But now this shape here, this reminds me of, what was it? The Hellfire missile object.
I was just about to say that, Thomas. It looks like it's like morphing.
Right. And now we've got the black on the outside, white on the inner. And It's got a really heavy duty defined shape, like it's potentially gone into some kind of a protection mode.
Yeah, it's like it almost went into a shell. Yeah, exactly. Like it knows it's being watched, and it's like, okay, let's close up real quick.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're getting these, and it's better than just a little disclosure dot moving around, and that is the end of the video. Again, the highlight of this one was when I was moving along, it transformed from the Yoshi egg into some kind of sphincter opening up a bit, showing its insides, and then hardening down and clamping down. Maybe it's constipated. You never know. Gizmo, just give us something to talk about. Yeah, that's what we try to do here. Welcome to the show, friends. It's great to have you here. By the way, we got 525 people watching right now, 149 likes. If you're having a good time, do me a favor. We put a lot of time into this every day. Give us a thumbs up if you can. If you haven't subscribed, please give us a subscribe. We're trying to get to 18,300. We're almost there. As many people can get to subscribe, we love you. We've been having disclosure news. Oh God, 6 days a week, Mike.
Oh yeah, 6 days a week, steady.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 2 p.m. Pacific or 10 p.m. London time on Saturdays.
Right.
All right, here we go.
For our international audience.
Right. So it goes into that form, and then it goes ahead and moves on. So again, another one of these things of what the hell are we dealing with? It'll be nice to know. Chat back up again. Oh, okay. Let's get on to the next one. All right, this one I call the shard. It's actually a pencil. Apparently, there is a shape of a UFO called a pencil. No, Avi Loeb. Let me put this on a loop. View loop. Avi Loeb brought this one out and said there's one that was like, this blob that turned into a pencil and shot off. It doesn't. It's two separate objects. Let's go ahead and bring this up and play it. We're going to see this blobby thing. And by the way, this is 1080p. We actually have some high resolution video going here, folks, for once. Some of them claim they're 1080p, but the image quality is like crap. Yes, Jay?
I have a lot to say about this video. This is one of my favorite videos that I covered because of the fact that, okay, I had talked to somebody that was on the channel with me, and they were saying that, okay, if you're on a black and white system, I was asking this guy, why is it showing up in the red or orangish color, right?
Because look right here. They're taking some certain level and they're turning it that color from that level or darker.
That also could be a laser designator for a target they're looking at on the ground. So if you're looking at that object, he told me that it could be some kind of signal scattering technology to where when it comes into view, you are unable to see the object until the fact that it comes fully into view.
Right. Let me get the full here on this one. God, there is a...
Because you're only supposed to see black and white on a FLIR video, and this is a FLIR video, so why are we seeing orange and reddish?
Because it's the system going and tagging something and identifying it with symbology or color.
I asked him about that as well too. He said it would be some kind of jamming technology.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. God, there is a purple Pokemon, a big one. I forgot his name. Almost reminds me. You can see his 2 ears are going and got his tail behind. But as this moves along, this object goes and shoots out. However, zoom this out. It should be what we're going to see is as this object moves towards the top and it gets to here.
Yes.
The object itself. I thought there was something a bit more higher in the video here. Oh, that's what it is. There we go. It's fucking Apple. You can see the object moving. It's near that black box. It's getting near the black box, right? It's going off the top of the screen, but at the same time, now we've got this pencil-shaped object. Bring it down a little bit more. Behave. Is shooting down. So this isn't an object that's going and literally transforming, right, from this object into that one. We have two completely separate objects that are moving along.
It's a very, very interesting video. I hope somebody will dig into the color variations like we're trying to do also, because that's an interesting aspect of a FLIR video that I've never seen before.
And it's relatively high resolution. That's similar to the FLIR that we saw the DHS had for the duck video.
Yes.
Now, if we do a little zoom in on this object that's moving along, it's just one of those pencil-shaped UAP that we've seen many times in the past. And it's just going to shoot off. And that's the overall video. So let me take it down. Let me just put this on loop for a second. I see Joseph has his hand in the back. Go ahead, Joseph. What say you?
I'm noticing that pencil is part of the original image. You only see the top of it and the bottom. And it's almost like the bottom of, if it was a circle, it looks like the bottom turns left, and then
it's not.
Pencil.
No,
it's not. Okay.
It's not.
That's what I'm seeing.
If we watch it right here, let me pause this, get back to where it's at. Just as it's coming across, let me get a camera off there. Watch right up in here. You're going to see this object. The back part of this object is going off this part of the screen here. You can see the object there, right?
Right.
You can see the back of the object there going through.
Right.
And then it's shooting. So we've got potentially two different objects going on here.
Okay.
But this one does seem, but also you have to look at it. Look how much the object jumps between frames, which means it's going relatively fast. So if this object is right here and it goes from here to here, the initial first frame where it would be coming in would be up off the screen.
Okay. It's incredible that the moment that we all want to see is in a redacted box.
And if that box wasn't redacted,
we'd have more information. What a concept.
We'd see more things that are going on that edge of the screen.
You sure it's not going up and turning at the top? And that's just you're looking at it sideways, coming back down?
It's not turning. If you look at it and watch it as it's going across, you'll see that it's going up towards the top. It's now exiting the screen, meaning you can see it here. It's continuing that same trajectory, and this object was off the screen, is now on the screen and moving across.
They fly super, just strange. No flight pattern we've ever seen before. They just do the craziest stuff.
Yeah, this one is just going back and forth in its own angle. And they both have their own trajectories. This one's coming down from the bottom right, moving up towards the middle. And then we have the other one that's on the screen at the same time as the other one, shooting off and going in that direction. Actually, you know what? If I move the cursor here, right here, Right here, there's a little black dot. If I go to the next one, that's the back of that object. There's 1 pixel of that object that's still here. So you got the big object going across. This little piece here, right, is now right there. So this object is still on the screen, the very end of it, when this other object is moving on an angle.
Thomas, in my opinion, a bag would flow in the wind, so it's obviously going to change shape very quickly.
A what?
A bag.
Oh, this isn't like a bag, Lawrence.
It looks like one, man, to me.
Okay. Everyone sees things differently.
I'm not trying to get on your bad side, brother.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying everyone sees things differently. We've got this, and this object is, compared to everything else in the scene, this object is relatively huge. But what we've got is we've got one object that's moving along, continues to move along. It's still on the screen here, this little dot, because you look at the next frame.
Parachute.
It goes away. There's still shadow here from that object. It goes away while the pencil object is moving across.
I don't mean to cut anybody off. My mic wasn't on until now. I'm kind of that stupid apparently, but it could be a parachute or something. No, it really looks like mid-90s PS1 graphics in my opinion. Like they can't give us anything better than this.
This is really better than PS1 graphics. I think you've got a wrong memory for that platform. I bought it the day it came out.
Dude, I had it too. I'm telling you.
And I was working on games for it at Disney. So I'm really acquainted well with what the Sega Saturn and PS1 could handle back in those days. Yeah, that was more of a polygonal system, and it couldn't handle detail like this, maybe with images and stuff like that. But either way, it's something large enough. But here's the thing. If it was a black trash bag or something like this, we wouldn't be having these sensors going ahead off and coloring it like it's some kind of dangerous object that they're dealing with.
What if you had something inside of it that gave off a heat signature, though?
There's nothing showing a heat signature.
Then it would be, if it gave off a heat signature, then it would be black and white. Or, I'm sorry, it'd be black, right?
Yeah. We're not seeing any white or anything. It's a consistent heat signature. But either way, I'm not going to get into, is it a drone? Is it a pencil? Is it a freaking trash bag?
I apologize, Thomas, man.
No, that's okay. You've got an idea of potentially where it is, but, there's a lot of analysts who actually looked at this. They haven't been able to figure out what it was. And if it was potentially a black trash bag or something that's really huge, they kind of would have been able to figure that kind of stuff out, I would hope.
Do we know where this was taken?
I don't remember exactly. I believe this one is over the Middle East.
Middle East. And you know how many things that the U.S. and the Allies have going over that particular area of land, right?
That's okay. We've got a bunch of other videos. We're not going to be into it. We can debunk it at another point. We're just trying to look at this for what it could be. We could look at other stuff that it is, but this is just trying to take this stuff and not take the approach of Michael Shermer or others and just trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's look at what it is. Let's look at it for the possibilities of what it is, and we can always come back at a later date and say what it might not be.
Thomas, I am not one of those people that automatically have to debunk everything, man. I really want to believe. If I'm being honest with you guys, I really want to believe, and I like in my heart, I know that
I don't want to. Honestly, I don't want to believe. I want good facts, and then we can judge and make a good decision.
All right, man. I got you.
Cool.
That's what I respect you for that, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
I was nice about that. Either way, we've got something that's odd. Both objects are moving relatively at a high speed. This is a much higher end camera than we've seen on most. If you want to call it, for the amount of detail, you can see the 3D-ish, if you want to call it, environment from it taking and turning a bit, and then we've got the object going and moving over it. What
are all the hearts moving around it? I don't mean to cut in again. What are all the hearts moving around the actual subject?
The what?
All the heart emojis moving around the subject.
Oh, that's just people going ahead and putting emojis in the chat.
Okay, I didn't. No, I meant like on the actual video that I was watching, there was actual like hearts, like looked like a helicopter. Like you know how like they track.
There's no hearts like a helicopter. No.
All right, never mind, man. My bad. My fault.
Cool. Well, Jay, what are your thoughts on this one again?
I really want to dig into this one more because this one I think is really interesting, especially with the coloring and it going from the sideways view. Now, if that object is going out of screen, Thomas, do you believe that possibly this other black object could be an object that was shot off from the other object?
It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell because we've got the object going and we've got the object going and moving, Jay. And then if I zoom in up to it, the object continues to move here, right? And it jumped from space to space, and this object is already moving in the trajectory. My guess is, honestly, is this object here, this length of this object here, is literally just like on this frame. Hold on. Do we see it ahead of time? Is there any sign of it coming in? No. When this one's going across, that object is coming in, and it's already moving out of it.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sounds pretty typical of our military to be shooting at them, though, right?
But it's not us shooting at anything, though. But our military does shoot at these objects in, if you want to call it, in other countries besides the United States, and they do attack them. Got to ask, that's a beautiful background behind you, Chris. Is that Hawaii or New Zealand? Oh, it's a picture.
Yeah, it's just a picture somewhere nicer than the background I started out with. I don't know if you've seen that at the very beginning.
No, that's okay. We're good.
Yeah, it's all good. I just thought this was a little better.
It's nice.
I know people would probably laugh at my regular background. I don't know. I was actually thinking about using that one too. So
that's cool. All right.
But I love the show. I love the show, Thomas. I've been watching for years, and I had to jump on and stuff. I really love the show. Mike, Jay, all you guys.
Daryl's here. Yahalda.
Daryl, yep, Daryl.
Oh, there he is. But Daryl is driving.
Oh, there you go. And it's nighttime, and Ferrari's all lit up. Nice to see it. There you go.
Thomas, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
My thing said that somebody blocked me. Apparently, they didn't like what I said. Why can't they just be open to my opinions as well as everybody else's? Why they gotta block me?
Block frequently, block often. A lot of people, if you're saying things in the chat, they don't agree with you. Some people, the easiest way to get rid of it is to literally go ahead.
So they want to be in an echo chamber, basically. But I don't think that's why we're here in the first place. So why would you even be here?
I don't know.
Block somebody for a different opinion.
All right. We don't know. Attention in the back, in the front chat. If there's anyone who go ahead and blocked Lawrence, let us know. He'd like to know why.
Exactly. I would like to know why. But anyways, enough about you.
It's all about the cosmic rays.
There we go. Better lighting. Okay. The next one we've got coming up is the black dot. What the fuck is the
black dot? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right. We've got clouds in the background. This reminds me of the same display system, Jay, that they had in the Tic Tac incident coming out of the F-22, right?
100%.
So this, we've got the object, and what's cool about it is kind of a little tic-tac-y kind of a shape. And
that's what I'm saying, Thomas.
Yep. Zoom out of it a little bit.
Thomas, do you remember the guy? Who's the guy that made all the fake UFO stuff? His name was like Michael or something.
I don't know, but if raise your hand in the future getting into it, I want to finish the conversation here with Jay, and we'll pick up in a second.
I apologize.
That's all right.
I apologize.
You're new. Don't worry about it. We're good. All right, Jay. So yeah, this looks like the same stuff that we saw that was being used in the Tic Tac incident by the F-22. So this would be from the fighter jet's FLIR camera.
Yes. Yes. This actually might be from either the FLIR or the gun camera.
Right. There it is. So let's watch this now. The object is now right over here. And I just want to watch it when it goes to move. Okay. The clouds are moving this way. When the object shoots up this way, I think it's more of a parallax motion potentially.
Yes. I can agree with that.
Well, I thought it was at first because the clouds are going left. Now clouds are going up as they're trying to track the object, but the object leveled off now. And the same thing we're seeing around it is we've got that same glow like we saw around the Tic Tac or the Go Fast.
Yes. It's a glowing hue, and it's what if Gene's in the background, that would be like a intermedium travel kind of thing that he could probably discuss a little bit further on that. His father-in-law and everything, his research. That's what I get by seeing that hue around it is looking at that, looking at what he put out.
A gravitational field potentially around the craft.
Yes, 100%.
And that's causing potentially duplication, visibility, movement, and all that kind of stuff.
And refraction when you're looking at the object when it's moving too, yes.
Because a lot of times when you're dealing with objects like this, the light that comes from behind it wraps around, and that's what you're actually seeing.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Now... Clouds are moving, clouds are moving, clouds are moving.
That shot.
But let me zoom out. I'm going to try this. Clouds move. Clouds move. Clouds move. Clouds move. Clouds are moving.
Shoot.
Clouds are stopped. Clouds are stopped. Clouds are stopped moving. So they were tracking along the object, right?
And they stopped for a second.
And they stopped, and all of a sudden the thing is stretching out because it's moving that fast.
Yes.
And the sensor is trying to grab
trying to keep up with it.
And keep up with it, and it's having a hard time doing it.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, they stopped to see if they could get a more better fix on the object, but it shot off. That's really nice. That's a really good one.
And usually objects, when they're speeding off, you see them jump from place to place, but this sensor is trying to go ahead and interpolate and create the data in between each individual frame, almost like it's doing frame interpolation, potentially.
Yes.
And holy shit.
Yeah, it's gone.
No, it's back. It's back.
Oh, there it is.
But watch what it's going to do. It's going to come from here, shoot off on an angle up over there as they're trying to find it again. There it is again.
Ooh.
Coming in, they're trying to lock it in place. They've got it now. Now they're trying to chase it. But yeah, this thing is doing whatever it can to fully evade being locked onto. And
it is booking it.
Or it's having a fun time playing around with the pilots is more like it.
I agree, Thomas. Yeah.
These things like the hot dog with our fighter pilots. They like to play around almost like you get a killer whale, playing with the seals before they actually go and bite them and kill them. It's that same kind of a predatory kind of an action that they involve with us in the air. Because we think we're the best. We've got the greatest technology. We've got all this stuff, and we can't even fucking keep our cameras locked on them.
I mean, I think it's incredible that they are literally splitting formations of our planes in half, and our formations are very tight. And if you're splitting that formation, you're within 10 to 15 feet of the other aircraft. Like you could do anything. That pilot could make the smallest turn, and it would be disastrous.
Yeah, it would be. Move on. And that's it.
You guys are obviously using the force.
Yeah. I like how that thing just zips in and just comes to a freaking halt and then goes on and says, screw you, we're going to get the hell out of here. Almost like it's a fly trying to bounce on. But what I like is it's bouncing around the black squares so we can still see potentially what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good video, Thomas. It's a really good one. The hue around it and everything, just like you said, it's just like what we thought about intermediate travel within these crafts and what they're doing, and the source that they're putting out on the outside of it, so they can travel through the water, through the air, through space without having any resistance whatsoever.
Yep. All right. The next
Great job, Thomas. Great video.
Thank you, sir. Let's turn this one off. Close it down. We got this one. We can close it down. This one's still
They go
here.
through air, water, and hellfire missiles, I guess, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to clean up some of my windows here. I've been stacking one on top of each other. Helps me place the next video. All right, here we go. I think this one is I call it approach for some reason. Oh, yeah, this is one. There's going to be a UFO or an object. It's in the background, and it's going to come right towards the viewing platform. It's like it's coming for it. So this one is only 21 seconds long. Let me put it on loop here. We'll play it the first time through, and then we'll go through it again. There we go. What the hell was that? And they're going to now go ahead and give us a slow motion, just repeat of that particular object coming in. We can see it's off in the distance, coming almost from way the fuck down here. And it's going to shoot up close. As it's getting closer, let's go ahead and bring it in and take it frame by frame. I guess we could say it's cool on the top. Hot on the bottom, maybe? What do you think, Jay?
Let me see it one more time, Thomas. Yeah.
So it's,
yeah, I would say,
so black is cool at this point. White would be hot.
it should be, yes. It depends on what they're doing with the sensor platform. What is it? We went over the description earlier. Yeah, well, I'll have to see that description again real quick. But I think yes, you're correct. So if we're looking at the object is coming in.
So white is cool, potentially. Black is hot.
Because you would have the clouds too. Clouds would be cooler than the.
What clouds would be cooler on the bottom and hotter on the top, right? From the sun, or reverse?
Should be hotter on the top because of the reflection.
Okay,
of the sun.
so black is hot, so it's hot on the top, cooler on the bottom, potentially.
I would imagine thinking physics are not what we actually think they are, and maybe we need to like expand our thoughts on.
No, we're just talking about the overall temperature, Lawrence. Nothing more. We're not talking about physics or the shape or anything. We're just talking about.
Sorry, Thomas.
That's okay. What's hot and what's cool, and what we're trying to get into. Yeah, white would be hot on this. We're hearing it from the audience. Yes, Thomas, but still cool. It comes close. And you know what this almost reminds me of? Remember that one video we saw from Argentina? And they had that one model who was a pilot, and they were flying, and they had the object was off in the distance, and it came shooting by. Although it's a different shape, it's that same kind of approach. But we don't see that many videos going on of these objects actually coming in and going after the drones, do we?
To me,
Jay?
To me, it's not very much. I would say that you're looking at this. You don't see very many of them coming at drones because of the fact most of them are trying to get away.
Right.
They don't want to be seen. They don't. This thing obviously had somewhere that it had to go, and it was not worried about this sensor platform at all.
Yeah. It doesn't care. And it's going
moving so fast. There was no way that it was going to track it to begin with, probably. I mean, once he turned back around, that object, how fast it was coming in, it would have been out of sight almost by the time he turned around.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is on loop right now. I'll let it continue to play on loop. Andy, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's absolutely booking it. You know, it's even if you take into account, you know, if the camera platform is moving towards it, which I don't think it is. They kind of seem to be caught a bit unawares by it. But yeah, even if you take into account the closing speeds, that thing is moving at a hell of a rate.
Yep. Absolutely. I just wanted to go ahead and thank everyone on the show who's gone and subscribed yet. Yes, we have crested 18,300 subscribers. I remember just the other day, Ryan in the back was saying, why are we stuck at 18,100 people? Well, we're moving on. Remember, folks, if you're having a good time and you're enjoying this podcast, we'd love to have you here as a regular subscriber at Disclosure tonight. Hit that subscribe button. If you're a subscriber, hit that bell to make sure you sign up for notifications. The only notifications you'll get from me to say, hey, look, there's a show tonight. And thank you for the new member who just subscribed to the channel. And if you're having a good time, give us a thumbs up. It helps. Why am I asking for all this? Because it helps YouTube go ahead and send a signal and know, hey, we're doing a good job here, and to share our works with more people. We've been working hard on this for many years, and we appreciate everybody for being a part, because it's not just about us.
Isn't there a money back guarantee that Mike is offering?
Mike, what is our policy?
Well, as always, the cost of subscriptions are free. But with that, we give you a double your money back guarantee. So you can't lose.
So does that mean if you don't like it, you can get subscribed and you get double of nothing back? That's wonderful.
That's right.
You know, it's amazing we're able to get such a great deal to go ahead and come out from YouTube to work with us on that.
Exactly.
And Daryl has arrived, everybody. It's official. Daryl is
well, we saw him in the Dadmobile, or the Batmobile.
We did.
The Dogmobile.
Yep.
Moving across. All right. So let's get that going. All right. So that's that video there. And then the next.
I'm here.
Yeah, hold on. Let's get you announced in the right way.
I hate to cut in one more time, but I'm here. I'm new.
Let the bells ring out and the banners fly. Feast your eyes
How do you raise your hand?
It's too good to be true, but.
You go ahead. Okay, you hit. There's 3 dots or something like that. It'll pop it up and it'll say something about raising your hand.
Okay, thank you.
But Daryl, welcome, my friend. You just made it back. Your car and dog in one piece.
Yeah, everything is good. Good night hanging out with my 83-year-old stepmother for a movie night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and our friend the priest.
Oh, we got to get him on here sometime.
I mentioned it to him a little bit tonight. He was too busy knitting, I think, to really pay attention.
He can come on as the anonymous priest. Get the paper bag over his head like the unknown comic, the unknown priest.
Let's just say he wasn't jumping at the idea, but it's just my first entree into breaking him into the idea.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you're breaking him in, make sure you use our sponsor, Avi Lube.
There you go. See, this is the reason why I should probably never talk about him coming on here. But just never. That would be good.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, Daryl, you got to catch up on the national security. I'm already one in on you.
Oh, no. I'm way ahead of you.
Oh, don't say that because you're just driving your car. Yes, you just drank a couple heavy ones when you came home.
Stepmother is Polish, dude. So
there you go. Cheers, my friend.
Yeah, cheers,
to national security and disclosure.
To national security.
National. Now, Chris, you had your hand up, my friend. Not really, but you wanted to say something.
Oh, no, I was waving because I could hear somebody in there. I think I was on the TV on the inside in there. So, yeah, I was laughing. I was waving back. So I know she could see me right now.
Wonderful. And you're
I'm just hanging out outside, hanging out out front,
hanging
watching
out
the show.
outside with your pussy. Nice.
Yep.
You're on live TV.
There we go, folks. Let's have some fun with it. All right. So 2 phantoms. This is the last one that I think is good, unless, Jay, I think I've hit majority of the really good ones so far.
Yeah, I think you have, Thomas. The ones that were relatively good. The other ones were a 5-second, 12-second disclosure dot, but the ones you showed were the best ones.
Here we got one. I'm not sure. I guess that's an altimeter, right? Maybe.
That's the angle of attack. So that's showing the number of the degrees that they're heading down.
And he's spinning the plane around right now, isn't he?
Indeed.
And that is, he levels off. He goes to turn again. And we got 2 more phantoms coming in.
Yeah, he's going up. He's angled up 35 degrees.
Did they pause it here?
Is Ed in here? Oh, Ed's in here. Ed can explain all this. Or not.
This is really like slow per frames of motion. We're getting like, this has got to be like 10 frames per second. What?
Yeah, Daryl, I'm still here.
Yeah, wouldn't that be accurate that this shows that the pilot is climbing at a 35-degree angle?
That's correct. That's pitch. Looks to me like he's about a 35-degree angle. Maybe 20, 30 degrees of roll.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 20 clicks, 20 frames per frame advance. So this has got to be like 5 frames a second, probably because the plane's going so fast and they're trying to slow it down so we can go ahead and see it, which means this thing is really freaking, it means it's been slowed down 15 times over, Daryl.
Well, what I'm curious what the next move is, because if he's going up to the left, he's probably going to try and get behind them, it looks like, because, yeah, he's going far right now.
Yeah, that's all we're going to get. He's there. He takes it. He spins it to the right and goes to go upside down, and that's the end of the video. So he comes in, spins a little bit to the left. Wait.
Come on.
Here's the spin to the right again, and we're going to get the 2 objects moving in unison. No signature whatsoever. Just, I would call these phantoms again. And if you guys are interested in phantoms, there was a great paper that was put out by the National Academy of Sciences, Ukraine. It's a paper that was trashed by Sean Kirkpatrick and Avi Loeb, so you know it's a good one, folks. Hold on. There we go. Turn on the lights a little bit. Make it a little more intimate. All right, so there we go. That's the first couple of ones we're going ahead and dealing with here. Let's move on, I guess those are the top of the videos that we've got to go ahead and go through. I know we've got some documents in here, but I need let's go ahead and just take a pause here. And I need to find out where in the fuck did I have those YouTube things at here. That's not it. Did I fuck it up from here? Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's not it. All right. Here we go. I found it. All right. Let's get to next. Actually, you know what? I've got News Nation queued up here. They actually had, and I've got some videos of Dr. Phil and stuff. Let's go to this next story coming in. I believe it's with the executive director of the Disclosure Foundation. Let's go ahead and play this clip. I'll refill my national security, and we'll continue on. So let's again take a look at what CBS News Primetime was covering on the disclosure dump that happened today. All right, here we go, folks. Let's enjoy.
Sure. Well, I think one thing that we can take away from this is that the government has been taking this topic of UAP seriously for much longer than they have let on. So in this release, as you mentioned, there's 40 files, 19 videos, but there's also a few pictures that are there too. These pictures are really important. These show a spaceborne object from the 1996 Columbia shuttle mission. And this is a triangular object that appears to be rotating. This is really important because this can't be explained prosaically in many ways. And this object, our understanding is that this is not included in the NASA's index of space junk. So there's really a lot here that has advanced the ball, I think, from incursions over sensitive military facilities, 2025 objects near the Yellow Sea in China, and even recently, the NASA chief, Jared Isaacman, confirming they have more images of UAP, and that's a major step in advancing disclosure.
What are we looking at? Because from our eyes, it looks like something, but not quite sure what. When you see it, what are you noticing, looking at, and what strikes you as different or unusual or fascinating?
Well, with many of these objects, we see beyond next generation capabilities. We see instantaneous acceleration. We see the ability to make right angle turns. We don't see traditional flight surfaces. But, you know, many of these videos, they could be explained prosaically, which is why we need more data to go along with these videos. What are the kinematics, the things that are blocked out in those videos? We need to be able to understand how these things are moving and be able to really run scientific analysis on these things to try and divine really what we're dealing with here. It's quite difficult to do so with just the video and no supporting metadata and more scientific information.
How are these latest files different from what we've seen in the past?
That is such a great question. I think the space-borne objects is so important. The pictures that I mentioned before, the 3 pictures of the triangular object in low Earth orbit from the space station, that is important because it shows that there's things in space that we cannot readily explain. This is another reason why our organization, the Disclosure Foundation, has been working with, we've established an independent team to review UAP-related materials in the NASA archives to try and facilitate the disclosure of more of this, of these photos and interesting images from space. So I think really that is a key differentiator in this specific release.
So what has been your overall opinion of the release of these files? Do any of them prove or disprove theories about UFOs? You must have been so excited to get your hands on any new information.
What I think is really interesting is when you combine the info releases. So there's been 4 releases of information over the past several weeks, right? And when we combine that information and synthesize that with some of the comments that members of Congress are making about classified briefings that they are receiving, we end up reaching some astounding conclusions just based off of.
I think people asking, who is Thomas? No, who is this? This is Jordan Flowers. He's the executive director of the Disclosure Foundation. They're a nonprofit that was 501c3 that was put together to go ahead and assist with the disclosure process, whistleblowers, etc. So a lot of the people who are on the science panel council, including fucking Avi Loeb, are part of this organization. So let's continue. Here we go.
Information that's publicly available. So, for instance, the December 2025 incursion in the southwestern United States over a sensitive military facility, the ODNI was conducting, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence was conducting a UAP luring operation. That operation was wildly successful. That operation has FLIR video, photographs of orbs that they encountered.
What is this? Hold on.
Off of when we combine that information and synthesize that with some of the comments that members of Congress are making about classified briefings that they are receiving, we end up reaching some astounding conclusions just based off of information that's publicly available. So, for instance, the December 2025 incursion in the southwestern United States over a sensitive military facility, the ODNI was conducting, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence was conducting a UAP luring operation. That operation was wildly successful.
We didn't hear that it was a UAP luring investigation, did we?
Is he talking about the Eglin Air Force Base thing? He said
no. He said
Southwest.
He said Southwest. That would be the one where they had where the ODNI and they're flying around with helicopters and everything.
Oh, Southwest. I thought he said Florida. I had Florida.
Did he say Florida or Southwest?
I don't know.
Jay?
Southwest.
No, he did say the Southwest.
Yes, he did.
So I had no idea that was. Well, apparently he knows it more than we do. So I guess that was a UAP luring operation.
Program. Yeah.
September of what year? 22?
that.
What do you mean? Hold on. Shadow, I'm mad and I won't lie because I used to think Thomas actually cared about UFOs. Now I know.
Hey, Thomas, I have an observation on that one.
Yeah.
If you look at the top, first of all, it reminds me of what a transformer might look like. And if you look at the top, the part that's round can look like it's turning. If it's like a head,
Which
it does
one
look
are you
like
talking
it's turning.
about?
The one that you just had on that looked all metal.
She's talking about the one in the image they're playing in the B-roll in the background.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Yeah, I put my hand up when that was up, but you didn't call.
I didn't see it. Yep.
So, but if we look at the head, the top of that looks like a head that's turning, looking in different directions. Can
Up
you
here?
pull that back up?
No, the bit they're playing it in the B-roll.
There's a B-roll. It's nothing that I'm controlling. This is just the B-roll from the show.
Yeah, it's in the video. It's rolling in the video.
Can you get to it, Daryl? There it is.
You mean
Look
this
at
one,
that.
the pig?
Now look at the
Yeah.
top. That actually looks like a head that's turning, looking around. If you go slow, you'll see that it's
This is what humans try to do. They try to anthropomorphize everything so they put it into a box.
and that looks like a transformer almost to me. But
Yeah.
the
Did you see it when we
circular
had it
part
up
is-
earlier and we showed something that looked like a transformer up on the screen?
I didn't. I wasn't looking at that earlier. I'm very sorry, but this one does.
Well, yeah,
But
we know we covered
all
this
I'm
one. We
saying-
went through it in detail, Alice. If we could just watch the rest of this, we can pick up on that shortly then.
Okay, but I just saw the head turning at the top. That's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
All right,
The
thanks. Yeah.
ODNI was conducting, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence was conducting a UAP luring operation. That operation was wildly successful. That operation has FLIR video photographs of orbs that they encountered as part of that operation. That resulted in an FBI 302 interview, as well as a personal statement from senior intelligence officials at the ODNI. And that precipitated a classified briefing to members of Congress like members Scalise and Burleson and Burchett. This event was described as incontrovertible proof that there's a real phenomena here and a core reason why transparency efforts have accelerated over the past few months. What's really interesting about that is when you synthesize that with, Congressman Burleson's comments made in public and with the information provided, it was an operation that it assumes that not only that AARO, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, and the ODNI know that this is a real phenomena, but they already have the technology and methods with a proven track record to lure and attract these things. So, suffice it to say, we need to synthesize what members of Congress are saying in addition to the data releases here. And when you do that, you are able to reach some astounding conclusions with publicly available information.
Fascinating. Jordan Flowers, appreciate your.
Chris, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I had a quick one on that mothership that looks like it's going all over the place. My thought on that earlier was, imagine you're an old civilization, it's been there forever, and you've got that thing parked up there and you're traveling around and like maybe building onto it. It's just so crazy how they just go all over the place. I mean, the flight paths, like everything, it's just so like mind melting looking at it.
Yep, they're moving really fast. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but that sounds like a lot of stuff that we go ahead and cover. Yeah.
The mothership one that's got all the stuff coming out of everywhere. They said it was a mothership, and it looks like it's got stuff going all over the place. So I'm like, man, maybe.
I don't remember a mothership in this one.
Oh, they said that there's one that looks like a mothership that's got all the point stuff everywhere. But anyway, hey, I appreciate you guys. I do got to run. I got something else going on,
Sure,
but I'll have the show playing in the background while I'm driving.
Enjoy. Thanks for being around, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Exactly. Thanks. All right. So we've got that one. Now, where the hell was I going to go next? Let me try and collect my thoughts. I'm verklempt. All right. The next one I've got here, Daryl.
Joseph has his hand up. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yeah. Joseph, go ahead.
Did you guys have previous knowledge that the government was trying to attract the orbs, or the ODNI was having?
No, we didn't. This is the first we've heard of it today.
Yeah. Yes. That's pretty incredible, right? I mean,
I will say in Skinwalkers of the Pentagon, there was a conversation with somebody in there where an official from the government, I think he was like a military official, said, something along the lines of, don't be surprised about orbs and us, or something like that. Like,
right.
You know, like we have orbs.
Let's close this one down.
All right.
I lost.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, that was something, you know, the calling in craft and attracting them, setting up operations. That was something the Russians were doing in the 1970s.
Okay, interesting. I was not aware of that.
What were they using as bait?
They were setting up just themselves, basically using the military themselves.
God,
they
we're not
started
gonna play
knowing
this.
patterns of activity happening during operations, so they would set up specific operations.
Right.
Whatever, you know, activities they were conducting were attracting the attention of anomalous phenomena.
Excellent. Was not aware of that, not even in the slightest. So if I can get past this bookmark, actually just close it down. All right, so one of the ones I wanted to get here really quick is this the one 1 hour ago? I think it is. Oh, he's got a couple on here. So Dr. Phil has been, you know Dr. Phil, don't you, Daryl?
Oh yeah.
Probably a friend of Trump, would be my guess.
Pretty sure.
He got access to the new UAP files. Let's get into this tweet from him. You know, this is one of those things we look at. Where is disclosure being discussed? Who's talking about it? We've seen it on The View. Dr. Phil has talked about it before. This guy has a really great, knowledgeable, pro-disclosure, pro-UFO truth approach to it. And let's just get to this really tweet here because it's kind of insightful. So let's get back to here with Thomas and Guest. All right. So let me get the text up a little bit larger so we can say. So hearing this from me first, I was granted early access to the newly released UAP documents, and one pattern jumps off the page. These objects have been showing up over our nuclear facilities for 77 years. Here's a record. In 1949, Los Alamos, after multiple green fireball sightings near nuclear facilities, the military convened a scientific conference to determine if there were meteors. If they were meteors, Dr. Lincoln La Paz, the foremost expert, said no. They flew horizontally, silently, at a constant velocity. The conference's greatest concern, they appeared most frequently over our nuclear sites nationwide. This is one of the documents I was getting to this morning, but I was a bit out of it and we didn't get into it. So Dr. Phil's covering this for us. In 2015, in Amarillo, Texas, a UAP violated the sealed airspace over Pantex, the heavily guarded plant where America assembles and disassembles nuclear weapons. This was seen by multiple personnel. Also within the documents in here, Project Science 1948 progress report, the Air Force's first formal UFO investigation launched after Kenneth Arnold's famous 1947 sighting in Washington State, here where I live, and Roswell 11 days later. Hundreds of case studies, rapid climbs, hovering, abrupt reversals, saucer-shaped craft. Also a 1948 air intelligence study acknowledging at least 210 unexplainable reports. Next, hours of Apollo 17 crew debriefs on firework-like particles observed during their mission. FBI and CIA witnesses interview reports focus on national security concerns. You know what that means. Cheers. There we go. Whenever we say national security, folks, that means take a sip of whatever you got with you. All right. And this isn't speculation. It's the government's own documentation, and you're seeing it here first. The nuclear pattern continues around the world today. Now, let's get out of this one post. He's been out there, and literally, in a couple different videos. Let's go ahead and see what Dr. Phil is actually saying in video form coming from his Twitter post. Again, it's nice to see a known TV personality that a lot of people, Daryl, who aren't into disclosure, getting out here, and he's talking intelligently. He's talking about it the right way. He's not calling it frickin', swamp gas and, unmistaken meteoric material like Avi Loeb does. He's got it, and he's going for it. So it's a good sign when we have people who have a sound mind that goes for it. Here we go.
I am absolutely furious that our government has been lying to us for at least 79 years. Hey, it's Dr. Phil here. I'm talking to you this morning because me and my team at Envoy Media have been given exclusive access by the White House and the Department of National Intelligence to the new tranche of information about UAPs. You may refer to them as UFOs. And we are very deep into that. Two things have become apparent to me. Number one, I am absolutely furious that our government has been lying to us for at least 79 years. Lying to us by omission, I think actually creating some misdirection. That's one thing. Number two, it's very clear that there are objects in our atmosphere here on Earth that are not of Earth. They're doing things, they're moving in ways that we just simply don't have the ability to do. So to me, that's not a question. That is well demonstrated. One of the things that's curious about this, and I think disturbing, is that they seem to be focusing at times around our nuclear facilities as far back as 1949. They actually held a conference about this, hidden from us, the Los Alamos conference, where they brought in Dr. Lincoln La Paz, an expert on meteorites, because they were trying to say that maybe these are meteorites. They were very large, green objects, and he said, the foremost expert said, no, these are not meteors. Meteors don't move horizontally. They don't maintain their speed, and these things were moving with intention. They were navigating, they were moving, and these have been observed over 5 cities, all having nuclear facilities. As recently as 2015, they were observed over the Pantex facility in Amarillo, which is a nuclear facility. That should bother you. It certainly bothers me. Now, why am I talking to you about this? Why me from a psychological standpoint? This matters. This matters to mankind. It matters to our value systems. What does it mean? What do we say to our children? If there is life that's not human, what does it mean to all of us? We're very deep into this. I'm going to be bringing you more information throughout the day, so stay tuned. We're going to catch you up.
So your thoughts on this so far, Daryl? It sounds like he's got a good, balanced-centered approach, and he's got a voice that extends well beyond the UFO community. You're muted.
Still muted, Daryl.
Well,
there we go.
So he's got an audience, obviously, that's probably millions and millions of people. I don't know how many millions, but, yeah, you're exactly right. He's got an audience he's speaking to, and that audience is probably older, I would assume, skewed older.
Yeah.
So that's good, because we need the older generation to get behind this.
And people are saying, where's Dr. Phil getting his info from? It's the same files that were based on our show, right, Mike?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he said he got a whatever.
He got it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Donna's probably like, give it to him. He deserves it. We need his voice, and we do. You need to have it coming from all different demographics and stuff in order to go ahead and really make this less of an ontological shock. So that's the first video we had, I believe, of him. We have video number 2 that he put out. Let's get to where he's at now. There we go.
An exclusive. Hey, it's Dr. Phil again. You probably saw my earlier post. If you didn't, I hope you'll go back and look at it. We at Envoy Media have been given exclusive access to the new tranche of...
Oh, we've got to find out who Envoy Media is. That was the drip, the hint.
Information concerning UAPs, or what you may refer to as UFOs. I made 2 statements earlier. One is, our government's been straight up lying to us for 79 years. That just makes me furious. The other point I made is, we clearly have objects in Earth's atmosphere that don't come from Earth. I can say that because government documents themselves report these are doing things that cannot be done by any technology we have. It's just not possible. What's that all about? Well, starting in April 1947 in Richmond, Virginia, we had 4 weather scientists using very sophisticated instrumentation for the time, saw 4 discs behaving in ways that we don't have anything that can do what these discs were doing. Don't have the speed, don't have the navigability, can't move, turn, handle those G-forces. That got the government interested, but they kept that from us. On June 24th, 1947, a civilian pilot, Kenneth Arnold, reported 9 high-speed discs behaving in ways we don't have the technology to do. 11 days later, we have the crash of an unexplained aircraft in Roswell. Then we've got Project Sign in 1948 that we find in these documents, where they're doing a progress report on everything that they're gathering, which is hundreds of reports. The things we see in the media or the tabloids are people too drunk to fish standing up saying they were abducted and anally probed. These witnesses are highly qualified. They're military pilots, Navy pilots, Air Force pilots, research scientists.
Oh, you got it. Mike, we need to get a clip of this. I'm sorry.
In the media or the tabloids are people too drunk to fish standing up saying they were abducted and anally probed. These witnesses are highly qualified. They're military pilots, Navy pilots, Air Force pilots, research scientists using instrumentation that is beyond reproach. All of this is kept from us, and we're shown these non-credible people. I'm talking to you about this to help you know how to wrap your mind around this. What do we say to ourselves? How do we deal with this psychologically, sociologically, spiritually? What does all of this mean? More later today as we continue digging through.
He fucking gets it, Mike. I have to say it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good message you put
You know,
out.
there's so many people saying, oh, my God, it's fucking Dr. Phil, blah, 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 bullshit. How could he do this? And, you know, throw him under the bus, but...
Yeah,
he gets this better than, shall I say, the grifter known as Ross Coulthart. You know, before the show today, Nick came in, was asking if Jeremy Corbell was a grifter. So I asked Grok if Jeremy Corbell was a grifter. Came back and said, absolutely. Then I said, hey, what about the UFO reporter Ross Coulthart? He said, well, not as much as Jeremy is, but definitely a grifter. Because when the story, and there's nothing to go on, the story comes about him, not disclosure.
Right. What was the comment he said? Too drunk to stand up fishing?
Yeah.
Yep.
that actually resonates. There's another one. A bad day fishing is a bad day. No, what? A good day at work. A bad day fishing is better than a good day.
I like
at work.
more. I picked a bad day to stop sniffing glue.
Well, yeah, we all went through that in our first grade
here we
class.
go. You like movies about gladiators?
Daryl?
I do like the Gladiator movie, I must admit. Andy, how do you feel about the Gladiator movie?
I don't watch many movies. Kids' movies.
The Gladiator? You haven't seen the Gladiator?
No,
Russell
never
Crowe?
seen it. No.
Oh, my God. We're playing that in the limo, by the way, when I can pick you up.
All right. Let's get to it. All right, this is the last video of Dr. Phil's posting about disclosure. Good to see Phil, because we saw him before he talked about this. And we are going to have to reach out to Tranche Media, his Dr. Phil's media company. It was actually Envoy Media was launched in July 2025 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Irving, Texas. Focused on a multi-platform company offering TV programs stemming from, including a dedicated app, podcast, digital content, emphasis to clarified truth and common sense with news, entertainment, citizen journalism, and user-generated content, and shows anchored by Dr. Phil. So it's his own media empire that he's building, and he wants to make disclosure, and the real kind of disclosure, not the bullshit stuff, part of it, which, again, I love. So let's see what he has to say here in his final clip for the day.
It's Dr. Phil. I'm back with my third post today about this. The White House and Department of National Intelligence has given me and my team here at Envoy exclusive access to the new tranche of information about UAPs. Things we're finding now, Apollo 17 was seeing firework-like things outside their space capsule. They interviewed them for hours trying to figure out what this was. In the U.S. Indo-Pacific theater, we find a report in here that a football-shaped object was observed by U.S. military, making movements they could not explain. Another report, a diamond-shaped object 4 feet by 2 feet, again, defying all G-forces, making movements that could not be explained. In 2019, a range called Fowler Range, an object encroached on that training area, which is locked off in airspace so they can do training. It was moving so fast, they couldn't even track it with their tracking devices. Not that they couldn't catch it, they couldn't track it. The quality of the reporters here is really important. This is significant. A lot of the things that have made the press over the years are non-credible folks. They said they were abducted, they were held captive, and then they were returned. These are credible scientists, military pilots, officers. These are matters of national security. These have been hidden from us for 79 years. I give it to the current administration to be striving for transparency here and telling us this. So what do we do with this? Why am I talking about this? Because this has a psychological impact on all of us. Are we alone? If we're not alone, what does that mean? Do these events have an impact on our lives? Are these threats? Well, what we know is at least back to 1947, maybe back 1,000 years, there hasn't been any known aggression towards us. Are these superior beings? Well, if the nearest galaxy is Andromeda, it would take 2.5 million years traveling at the speed of light to get from here to there, which means that it would take that long to get from there to here. We can't travel at the speed of light, so we have to assume that they would be technologically advanced. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to us psychologically? What do we say to ourselves? What do we say to our children? How do we fold this into our consciousness and our sense of being and safety? Those are things that I want to talk to you about, things that we need to have some serious consideration of. That's why I'm involved.
And that's why we don't want to have catastrophic disclosure. And I think we've got someone to help guide the people through these psychological issues that might get there and help them accept, Daryl, what's really there versus what we've been seeing from a lot of the Christian pastors out there who are saying, ignore everything. Don't listen to anything. It's a false flag. They're going to come in and try and take away your Christianity from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy?
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, again, coming from the UK, this is a character, I'm certainly not really aware of. I've heard the name, but it looks like he's done his research, unlike a lot of these sort of people you see jumping on the bandwagon. He has actually taken time to delve into this, which I think is really good.
Absolutely. Let's see what we've got coming on here next. I've got this
your
next
information,
video here. I'm going to let YouTube go ahead and bring up the next one in this playlist. Hopefully, let's see where this goes.
Today,
that's not it. Bring up the UFO files. Let's see what else we've got. We've already covered Avi Lube. Actually, you know what? I have channels paused here. This is my cable TV tuner, and I paused it on News Nation earlier today when, believe it or not, you'll never guess who was there. Who would you guess was on News Nation at this time, Andy? Take a wild guess.
Oh, not our friend Ross.
No, Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. Wow.
Dr. Phil was on there. I had Scooby-Dooby in the back. Scooby-Dooby-Doo in the back was saying, hey, he's on there right now. I was like, shit, let me get it up. Let me pause it. I always forget to get it up there. So let's go ahead and play this, and we'll skip through a bunch of video and see what News Nation's been covering live on Disclosure today. Here we go.
Yet that has been hidden from us.
Give me a second here. I want to go ahead. Here we go.
They've denied that. They've actually threatened people from talking about this, threatened them with careers, imprisonment, and some with death because they would consider it treason. And really...
He's even got the whistleblower portion down and how they're being threatened and stuff's going on. This is cool.
Put the clamps down on people talking about this. So they've lied by omission. I think they've also lied with overt misdirection. We've seen lots of people talking about UFOs and things like that, but they were always people that were too drunk to fish. So there was no credibility. They're standing there with a gimme cap on and a I'm with stupid t-shirt, just no credibility whatsoever. I don't think that's always been by accident. And they have hidden away credible people that were talking about things that would move the needle. And they've taken it very seriously. NASA has been involved, CIA, Department of Energy, the FBI, the Department of Defense, the White House, the Department of National Intelligence. Lots of agencies have been involved in this, so they clearly have taken it very seriously, but yet hidden this from the public.
One of the releases today involves Amarillo, Texas, back in 2015, where a UAP went into a space that assembles nuclear material. And I talked to the pilots. We've had them on the show, Dr. Phil, who say, I can't make sense, and even astronauts, I can't make sense of what I've seen. But I've also talked to military folks who say, you know what, there's a lot of tech out there that we have that people don't know about. Is there a world that exists in which you think maybe the government is using some of the tech to test it out, to try it, and maybe to see what we have?
Look, clearly there are things that we have in terms of our arsenal that is not being made public. But look, you can go back and look at a pattern beginning in, go back to April 47 in Richmond, Virginia, where 4 weather scientists who were using instrumentation, which was very good at the time, that observed 4 disks that were making movements and changes that we, in 1947, we certainly didn't have the technology to do that, and we don't today. It was enough to get the government's attention. A few months later, Kenneth Arnold observed, a private pilot observes 9 really high-speed objects moving through space. 11 days later, there's the Roswell crash. And then there was a report in 1948 called Project Sign, which was a progress report. It says, all right, tell us everything that you know. And these were quality witnesses, research scientists, military pilots, Navy and Air Force pilots observing things that they said, we don't have the technology to do this. There were green fireballs that they thought, okay, maybe these are meteors. They brought in Dr. Lincoln LaPaz, a leading meteor expert, who said, no, these don't move horizontally with no noise and maintain a consistent speed and maneuverability. And there were 5 cities that had nuclear facilities that these things clustered over, including as late as 2015 at Pantex in Amarillo. Yeah,
the one that I
talked about.
Yeah, that I referenced there.
So.
Let me leave you with this, because I have Congressman Eric Burlison on the show all the time, or frequently, and he's one of the members of Congress, as you know. If he's not at the forefront of this, he's one of the handful that are leading the charge. And here's what he told me recently, basically saying that he has questions, but he's not yet willing to make the leap. Here he was.
Yes, there's some moments where I scratch my head and I kind of walk away. I don't know that I would say, holy crap, but I would say there's going to be probably some ontological questions that will come about. I've yet to see the proof, the hard proof that this is something extraterrestrial.
Do you think the Trump administration will eventually reveal if the government knows something or not?
Well, I think they're going to be continuing.
Hold on, really quick. Will Maury Povich have a UAP reaction next? Yes. I think I know what I could hear next coming out of that. Daryl, you are not the father.
Yeah. Let's bring out the mother.
Disclosures. And I'm saying, why hide this from the private sector. I mean, we have scientists, we have leading university researchers that can dig into this. Why keep this from the American public? A lot of problems get solved in the private sector because our tax dollars at work move like molasses in winter. Turn this loose. Let the private sector get involved in this. And look, my involvement in this is I think people need to have this in context. We don't need to scare people. We need to be open about this and put it in a context.
Dr. Phil with us tonight. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You know, great point. They
By the
actually
way,
had
the War Department has now released 334 files since May.
Yes, and out of tens of millions of files, we have a fuck ton to get through.
And they keep dragging their ass and bringing it out.
I know. And meanwhile, we've got people battling each other in the fucking chat. Get over it, folks. Come on. Just agree to disagree. Ryan?
What are they battling over?
Oh, Marcus and how Hypersonic Boom are like throwing shit. You know, they're in a cardboard box, lifting up, throwing shit at each other back and forth. You probably did that when you were a kid.
Well, I know they were doing that the other day on the show.
I know.
Thomas, when you get to the Rhodes photographs, I'd like to comment about it. I have to.
Oh, I can't hear shit right now. I have fans and everything going on. My audio, you're not loud enough. So give me a second. Let me turn off. Go ahead in the studio. Go ahead. You said again, Ryan?
When you get to the Rhodes photographs from the report from 1948, I'd like to raise my hand and comment about it because I have some information about that.
We're already fucking 2 hours and 20 minutes into this, Ryan. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah, for the second show.
We'll cover it. The third, not at that. Doing 3 shows today. Son of a bitch. We've still got to cover this one. No, we've got this one to continue. We've still got stuff to cover. There's great stuff in my pause queue from.
We still have shit to cover?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah. This is gonna be a great Friday.
You just have to, if you put it on your face and spread it around and let it dry, it makes you look young and beautiful.
You might have to do episode 2, but as far as Dr. Phil, I think it's a big deal to have Dr. Phil out in the public because of the fact that he has millions of people that listen to him and trust him, and as a sound mind and as a psychologist. And I don't have any evidence to say this, but I have a feeling that. He says that the DIA and the administration approached him. I could see that he could have been approached and asked to get involved because they need somebody like him to address the psychological impacts of this, because they are still worried about public panic and public ontological shock.
Yeah.
And Dr. Phil would be the perfect person. So go Dr. Phil.
Bingo. He's the only one who's bringing a real sane conversation into it that doesn't include the guy talking about the videos.
Dr. Phil, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, it could be possible that he was approached by people asking him to get involved.
Yeah,
it seems that way to me.
Steve Mateo. Yeah, Steve Mateo. If it's going to be ham and eggs, it's going to be green eggs and ham. And I made the video game for the Game Boy Advance. Just saying. All right, I know the YouTube just fucking shit on me again.
I just hope the fifth tranche is better than this tranche.
I like this tranche. It's a good tranche. What are you talking about?
It is?
Yeah, we got some really decent videos. We haven't seen shit like this ever. I mean, there's stuff we're looking at this saying, what the fuck is this? We've never seen anything. Everything else has just been fucking disclosure dots flying around. Like, as someone called it earlier, it's like looking at a fucking game of Pong. Actually, that was Mike and Alan Levine was saying, all the videos we got before was all like Pong. And no, we've gotten beyond that. My God, are you actually watching this stuff, Nick?
I am.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. We love you anyway. Let's go ahead and continue on with our friends at News Nation. Here we go.
103 videos, 27 images, 15 audio recordings, and 189 PDFs. And there's a chance that there is more to come.
Well, chances there's fucking tens of millions of files. We need to get the quote from Elizondo to say that.
Still tonight, self-driving cars. They're the...
Okay, yes. Okay, get past that. That's a news thing, self-driving cars. It's like Okay, anything else here? No. He's gone with a lot of commercials for old people, but wait a minute.
Years.
Hold on, wait, we got a special from one of our sponsors, not really, but...
Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals.
All right, let's continue on. Let's get past all these old people commercials. We've played ours.
And I've got a poll for you whenever you're ready.
Put it. Do it. Come on, audience.
Start.
This is your poll for the
There you go.
487 people who are still hanging out with us tonight, having a good time for Friday Night Disclosure.
It's up.
It's up.
Concept by now. I hand the microphone.
Hey, look at that. It's the viewer's voice. I love it. I got to take a screenshot of that. That's what we're doing right now. It's a viewer's voice segment, although it's not viewer's voice. There. Let's get to it. What are our viewers going to say? All right. I have no idea. Did today's dump move disclosure forward? I love it. And on that note, I'm going to put the sound effect on. I wasn't playing earlier because I was too feeling
the sound
like shit.
effect.
That's right, folks. By the sound of that noise, you know that we've got a survey going. Where is it going to be? Where's it going to head? You know, the only way we will find out is by our audience going and voting. And what are we going to say today? Did today's dump move disclosure forward? Would you look at this, Daryl? So far, 78% of our audience, which is 70 votes. And okay, Google, set a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Starting now.
All right, we got it, folks. Here we go. We got a minute 23 left to go with 82 votes in. We got 500 people watching almost. Let's see if we can get this to go.
Do you still have the music playing?
Yes, I do. It's very quiet.
Well, people are saying turn it up. I don't hear it.
Well, it's.
There you go.
Huh.
Oh my God.
There you go. Now it's louder for the people in the back because I turned it up there, but turned down for the audience. But yes, did the disclosure done move things forward? With just 52 seconds left, we got our same 77 people. We got 90 votes in. Wow, that was cool. I just had a nice explosion pop over my desk. That means I'm out of national security, and with 38 seconds left to go. Gee, that second one went pretty fast, my friends. With 91 votes in, can we get to 100 votes? Come on, we still have close to 500 people watching.
You can use your phone. You can use your phone to vote in the poll, says Avi Loeb.
We got to watch the video. Yeah. Come on, let's see. We're at drum roll, please. No, we're not that yet. No.
That's a bit on tiff. That's a toilet.
Come on, we're flushing it down. You got 7 seconds left. Come on, audience. We're there for 3. We can't even get to it. Apathy, my friends. It's apathy, I tell you. Nothing I can do about that. I wish it would be different. 94 votes in. I will call it 94 votes. I don't think our audience is going to change anything else. Let's go ahead and take it at this point and end it, Daryl.
95. 96.
96 votes in. I didn't end it. 97. All right, we need 3 more. 98. 98.
Do I hear 99? 99.
One back to 98.
98.
Almost
99.
100. Come on, audience. Let's get
Do I
there.
hear one more vote?
Can we get one more vote, please?
One more.
Let us come on, one more vote. Don't make me jump. Okay.
Yeah,
there we
go.
go. Bingo, bango, bongo. 3 minutes in. We've got 100 votes. Let's just go ahead and end that poll so we can get Anna Polina Luna to come in and dance on it. God.
Whoop, whoop.
Here we go, folks. Anna Polina Luna, you're up next. All right,
By the
so
way,
did
Anna
today's
Polina Luna will never
dump
be
move
on this
disclosure forward? Overwhelmingly, 3-1, over 3-1, more than 3-1, is saying yes, it did move it forward. I thought actually it was a pretty good disclosure dump we got today.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody said it in the chat. Any day there's a good dump is a good day.
Yeah. Yep, have plenty of fiber, folks.
Colon blow.
Oh, yeah, we got that one. All right, so a bunch of different views out there. I think we about covered everything we can cover today. We've gotten a good idea where disclosure is, but wait, there's more. Yes, we have another disclosure tonight coming to you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. We'll be back to cover more stuff we didn't cover. Yes, we'll get more into the PDF sinus guy. Great point. And it's been one heck of a great show. Mike, is there anything we haven't covered from your side of the fence yet?
No, I think we've covered just about everything tonight. It was a great show, good conversation.
And
we'll have more to talk about tomorrow.
We can't. I got to see if there's more anything new coming from News Nation that I have in my, okay, U.S. to Iran guaranteed the strait is open, not the gays. All right, so wait a minute. I saw something here from Elizabeth Vargas. Here we go.
Straits are open, not the gays. Okay.
There's the gays right there.
Net credit.
But other videos aren't so easy to others we've seen before that went online. 40 in all. Not disappoint is the fourth installment of Fascinating. If it's Friday.
Net credit. Credit to the people.
This summer, if it's Friday, there's a good chance the government will be dropping a new tranche of UFO files, and today did not disappoint as the fourth installment of fascinating and often inscrutable videos and documents went online. 40 in all. The videos include a 6-point star-shaped image similar to others we've seen before that have been actually widely dismissed as lens refraction spikes. But other videos aren't so easy to explain, like two speeding objects moving so fast it's hard to tell if it's a shapeshift or a flyby. These photos were also included in the latest drop, and they were taken by astronauts on board the Columbia Space Shuttle in 1996. 3 images from the same mission show an unidentified object in low Earth orbit. In the second photo, it appears to have rotated. And then in the third photo, the object continues on a path between the space shuttle and Earth. Now, that was 30 years ago, but there's also a lot more recent video, including this 2019 incident from a sensor-equipped surveillance plane somewhere over the eastern part of the United States. It caught a small rectangular object moving fast enough to outrun the aircraft's own tracking system. 5 U.S. military personnel were on the plane at the time, and one said the UFO had, quote, flight characteristics unlike anything he'd seen in 28 years of service. And we would be remiss to leave out this Energy Department report detailing a September 2015 sighting over a nuclear arms facility in Amarillo, Texas. Radar and armed patrols detected a, quote, diamond-shaped unidentified object hovering in a non-threatening manner. Nuclear plant personnel even drove after the object. They followed it for several miles. They described it as flying without making a sound and with no obvious propulsion system. The incident adds to a pattern of UFOs hovering over sensitive military facilities, and it adds to the concern that this could all be a national security issue. Joining me now is Mark von Rennenkampf, who served at the Departments of State and Defense. He's also a contributor at The Hill. And Miguel Sancho, veteran television producer and author of the new book, Evidence of the Extraordinary. Miguel, there is a pattern of UFO sightings and activity all around nuclear facilities. This isn't the first time we've heard this.
This is, I would say, one of the more impressive and more compelling instances that's been reported in this latest tranche. The thesis that the UFO community kind of builds on with these kind of incidents is sometimes referred to as galactic zoo theory, meaning that UFOs, aliens, are interested in us and have taken a greater interest.
No, it's a farm theory, and we're on the menu. They're the apex predator, is more like it.
Recently, since we have developed nuclear capabilities. And that's why you see them hovering around nuclear sites, sometimes nuclear-equipped aircraft carriers.
And military bases as well.
Absolutely. This particular video, as you said, is very interesting because of the credibility of the testimony of the eyewitness, as shown in the range fowler reports. But I do think it's important to say not all of these sightings are created equal. The 6-point star was celebrated as the chandelier video and others like it is widely dismissed and debunked. The question that brings up is, if it is such a no-brainer to dismiss as refraction spikes from the light hitting the lens, why is the Department of War even including it in these and categorizing it as unresolved? It kind of raises some questions about what this whole Pursue project is about.
Yeah, if they're supposed to be, this is this much ballyhooed, we're going to make it all public and here it all is, and if they're releasing stuff that they've already said or somebody's already said might not actually be anything to be at all, then why is it in the files? Marek, what's your take? I want to get back to the national security concerns, because even if this wasn't a UFO and even if this wasn't non-human, something is hovering over our nuclear sites. And in this case, they actually got into a car and drove after it. Could it be China? Could it be Russia? What do you make of it, and how concerned should we be?
Well, Elizabeth, thanks for having it, first of all. And it could be all of the above. We can't rule anything out a priori. That said, the history, the documented history of interactions between UFOs and nuclear sites is truly breathtaking. I encourage any and all of your viewers to consult Robert Hastings' books, UFOs and Nukes, which is just, your jaw drops page after page. And oh, by the way, this is all backed up by government documents and reporting that through the years has filtered out through the Freedom of Information Act. So there are really truly extraordinary incidents, both historically and in more contemporary cases, as we've seen here, of objects apparently shutting off 10 nuclear missiles at once at the height of the Cold War. That was just one incident in 1967 in Montana. This goes on, 1966 in Minot, 1965 at F.E. Warren Missile Base, Air Force Base, where these objects were sighted by security forces that are out there every single day, and they know the pattern of life, they know what things look like, and they observe these objects making these extraordinary maneuvers. They're tracked on radar. So this is profoundly concerning. And I'm glad we're slowly getting maybe a peek of what is actually behind the scenes.
Miguel, I'm fascinated by the photos from the space shuttle. It's not the first time we've heard of astronauts seeing UFOs, but what do you make of these photos from the space shuttle Columbia?
Well, in general, I try to defer to professional video forensic analysts to diagnose this stuff. I will say that, and this is the first time I'm seeing these today, it is often the case that the shuttle or the ISS will capture images of objects that look highly anomalous, that turn out to be either chunks of ice that have snapped off the spacecraft.
That doesn't look like ice.
Or sometimes, especially particularly with the shuttle, you'll recall that it was notorious for having heat tiles snap off of it. And there have been cases in which people have reportedly seen the black triangle that turned out to be something.
She's even trying to shut him down.
Yeah.
Good.
Like that. However, NASA is notorious for kind of frustrating the UFO community by being tight-lipped, and there are many people who say it doesn't disclose enough, including most recently with the 3-Eye Atlas.
Yeah, and Marek, you think the best is still yet to come? Super quick, 5 seconds.
Boy, we hope so. Yes, I mean, look, if all of these whistleblower claims are true, then yes, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
All right, we'll have you back when the rest of the iceberg reveals itself. Marek von Rennenkampf and Miguel Sancho, thank you both. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
And we asked NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman for his thoughts on the possibility of non-human life in the universe. Here's what he said.
It's at the heart of what we do, right? Is to go out and try and unlock the secrets of the universe, to answer the question, are we alone? And I'll tell you, we know very little about even the moons within our solar system, let alone all the other star systems that are in the Milky Way galaxy, let alone the 2 trillion other galaxies.
We also talked the space race with China to land on the moon and build a base, and the upcoming Artemis 3 mission. That conversation coming up.
There we go. Great conversation. Great way to go ahead and talk about disclosure. Also see what's going on in the media. Daryl, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. It's been one heck of a great show. The audience, I guess we have still more with News Nation. Do we want to see more audience? We can if you want. It's here. Oh, well, you know what?
It's a Friday night. I mean, I can get my pajamas on.
All right. We got it then. Let's go to it.
A little sweeter.
Just flag.
All right, let's get back to it. Here we go.
It's one small step for man, one
triumph leap for mankind.
It's been nearly 57 years since Neil Armstrong became the first man to walk on the moon. Well, now NASA is preparing for its next giant leap for mankind. This time, the goal isn't just flags and footprints. The goal is to build a permanent base on the moon. And this time, our rival isn't the Soviet Union, it's China. Today, Beijing marked a major milestone in its race against the United States. China launched its first ever reusable rocket. It landed successfully on a ship at sea. Now, this, of course, is something that SpaceX can already do for NASA. And NASA says the new space race is about more than bragging rights. It's about pioneering the future of technology, of science, even the economy. I spoke with NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman about what's at stake in the new moon race. Jared, NASA recently announced the crew members of Artemis 3. First of all, is everything still on track for this mission in 2027?
Everything is very much on track for the next mission. So the world, paused, took notice to Artemis 2 on that extraordinary voyage around the moon and safely back here to Earth. We announced the crew for Artemis 3. Are things on track? We are already stacking the next powerful rocket at the Kennedy Space Center right now. We're going to bring it out and test it, do a wet dress rehearsal, as we call it, before the end of the year in preparation for mid-2027, where Artemis 3 will fly.
Which kind of rocket is it?
Oh, boy.
So this is the same rocket that you saw before for the Artemis 2 mission called the SLS, the Space Launch System. We modify it a little bit because this mission is not going around the moon. This mission is going into Earth orbit. And then you're going to see the SpaceX Starship launch, and then you're going to see the Blue Origin New Glenn launch. So SLS, SpaceX, Blue Origin, all in a span of probably a week or two at the most, the three most powerful rockets in the world. And then all that hardware is going to converge in Earth orbit, where the Orion spacecraft will rendezvous and dock with the SpaceX and Blue Origin lunar landers. We're going to test out the interoperability of those vehicles in Earth orbit, get really comfortable for Artemis 4 in 2028, where one of those landers will take NASA astronauts back to the surface of the moon.
Wow, it's sounding a bit like a traffic jam in Earth's orbit with all these rockets up there. But on the Blue Origin rocket, that particular rocket you just referred to, just had a really bad explosion on the launch pad, and they still haven't figured out what caused it.
Well, I'll tell you, NASA is working very closely with Blue Origin, and they are doing a lot of work, and they are moving very, very quickly. So the launch pad itself, they're already well on the way to rebuilding it. They're already making a lot of progress with the anomaly investigation. Again, NASA's helping. They are honing in on the potential problem.
Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? Oh, we got one.
I'd say they're getting very, very close to that. What matters to us is continued progress with the lander. You can't slow that down. That is so important to meet President Trump's national space policy timeline to return astronauts to the moon before the end of 2028 and build the moon base along the way. The lander is progressing. I feel very confident mid-2027, we're going to be able to undertake the Artemis 3 mission. Again, it's going to be extraordinary. I mean, you're, again, talking about the three most powerful rockets in the world launching in quick succession to get that important test done in Earth orbit. Give us the confidence for 2028 where we return to the moon.
A few decades ago, we were in a space race with Russia. Today, we're in a space race with China. China is also planning to go to the moon in 2029. This is like a few months after you are set to land on the moon with this lunar base. There is no margin here for delay if we want to get there before China does.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, there is no question the Chinese are going to be able to achieve what the Soviets were not able to do during the first space race. It will come down to months, not years. We are moving very, very quickly now. My first day on the job, President Trump signed a national space policy, again, giving us the mandate, return to the moon, do it differently this time, build the moon base, use that base to master the skills for where you go next. Your primary objective, learn the skills necessary to voyage to Mars. We have strong bipartisan support from Congress. We have a $10 billion investment that came from the Working Family Tax Cut Act. We have the best and brightest across the 10 NASA centers, and we have a very strong industry and international partners, and we are all converging on this important objective to return to the moon. I'm very confident we're going to be able to achieve that ahead of our great rival, and this is why competition is good. It can motivate and focus us on the direction we need to go, and that direction is the moon.
Is China also planning to set up a lunar base on the moon? And if so, where? Have we picked our location?
The Chinese are very committed to going to the moon and building a moon base. They have partnered with the Russians to do so. They've made this very public. And we are all targeting the same real estate. So very big moon, surface area of Africa, but we are both targeting the lunar South Pole because it gives you crater rims that have what we say near eternal light, so your source of energy. And then they also have the craters that are permanently shaded regions where there's water ice. And that's why you're going there. You want to work with the water ice. You want to perfect in situ resource manufacturing where you could actually make rocket propellant. You could make eclipse or life support through by making oxygen. And you want to perfect that when you're 4 days away or so from home, not when you're 9 months away on the Martian surface. So we have been gifted the perfect technological proving ground in the moon, so close to our home, to master the skills again for our journey out farther into the solar system.
And will the American lunar base and the Chinese/Russian lunar base be neighbors on the South Pole? Or if one gets there first, will the other pick a different location?
Well, if you ask me, I do think we're going to be neighbors. I think that just as you look at the South Pole of the moon, or I'm sorry, when you look at the South Pole, you look at Antarctica, there are regions where the United States operates a scientific outpost, and there are regions where other countries operate as well. I have no doubt the Chinese are going to get to the moon. They are going to establish a base. We are going to get there first. I think it's very important. Competition is very important in the United States of America. We're very focused. We're going to return to the moon. We are targeting the South Pole. There are a lot of interesting areas that we are going to set up operations. We are going to start uncrewed robotic landings to the South Pole of the moon on a near monthly cadence starting in 2027. Lots of landers, lots of rovers as we kind of scout out and establish our operational area. And I have no doubt the Chinese are going to do that as well.
It's not just scientific. This is also economic. That's why there's this competition and this race to get there first.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, even if you go back to the first space race, going to the moon, we gained so much. I mean, we inspired a generation of engineers and scientists and astronauts, pioneers. I think a lot of the people, myself included, work at NASA today because of what those heroes did in past. But it's more than just the inspiration. The technology that we will pioneer in order to make missions to the moon and build a moon base and missions to Mars possible will benefit life here on Earth. There is all that we stand to learn in terms of the scientific knowledge that we will gain from this. The economic potential you refer to, I think we'll have a lunar economy someday. And then, of course, again, the inspiration to the next generation to do what those heroes did in decades past, those shoulders of those giants that we stand on today, we will provide that same inspiration for the next generation.
A lunar economy, that is definitely a wave of the future. Jared Isaacman, great to talk to you. Very exciting times for you at NASA.
Real pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right.
There was some interesting / weird fact he pointed out there. I'm not sure what he was talking about. He said something about the square miles of the same square miles as Africa. I'm not really sure what he was talking about because the moon is 14.6 million miles. It's the size of Russia and Canada combined. So I don't know what the fuck he was talking about there. I mean, that would be really weird coming from the NASA director. I was like I would say it's 4 minutes ago. I mean, I can look it up in the transcript to see where the thing is. It's just strange that I don't know what he's talking about. It's like 4 minutes ago. I mean, wherever he started talking, was just a minute into it.
So the world, Polaris mission called the SLS, the Space Launch System, we modify it a little bit because this mission is not going around the moon. This mission is going into Earth orbit. And then you're going to see the SpaceX Starship launch, and then you're going to see the Blue Origin New Glenn launch. So SLS, SpaceX, Blue Origin, all in a span of probably...
I don't know. I can find it in the transcript. We can talk about it afterwards. Mm-hmm.
The report describes an incident in which sites.
Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals.
Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor today.
An armed officers from the Pantex plant in Texas. That's the plant where America's nuclear weapons are assembled. The report describes an incident in which site security radar and armed officers tracked a silent diamond-shaped object at close range for several minutes. Again, this is over one of America's most sensitive sites. There are also new unclassified videos that are captured on military infrared sensors, including from Indo-Pacific Command, tracking a mysterious six-pointed star flying through the air. The U.S. military has kept these videos under wraps for years. The question now is, they're sign of something. Is it sign of life from other galaxies or our adversaries, like the Chinese? Member of the House Oversight Committee, Representative Nancy Mace, is with us. Congressman, good to see you. The government says they have these videos, but they claim not to know what they are. Do you believe them?
I believe them on some things and not others. First of all, I want to say the Trump administration is the most transparent administration in American history. The fact that we're getting any files at all says a lot about disclosure, accountability, and transparency. But like, for example, one of the videos that came out today looks like a cluster of balloons. So I'm not an expert in this, but it looks like balloons and it's floating with the wind. Why do we say that we don't know what it is? And the Indo-Pacific region, is that some kind of a drone from China? That's sort of the first thing that I go to when thinking about these things. But the other thing is, Leland, the most concerning are about the objects we're seeing over military installations and nuclear sites, like the video and the testimony from authentic, credible men and women in uniform. Those are the most concerning.
I get this push.
So kind of what we've got going on here is he's calling out the government of, just giving a shit when they've got, or at least that's what Nancy's saying, Daryl. That's correct. We're getting the shit, and she knows there's good stuff in there we should be getting, but all they're giving us is all this bullshit.
Right. Well, yeah. It seems like there's always something mixed in there. Like whoever the reporter was said, it looked like balloons. Like she categorized the entire drop or dump.
Yeah, there was one file. It looked like it had a fucking balloon. You know what? We didn't even play it tonight because I didn't think it was in the best of shit to go ahead and show.
Would you?
There's much better things out there to focus on.
Is this from 38 minutes ago? Oh, it is. Okay, good.
Yeah.
For transparency, I think the word transparency can mean an awful lot of things. At some point, the government is never transparent about it.
Here's the fucking balloon video. It looks like a balloon. It may not be a balloon, but you've got
you need the music.
Two things that are, I can't give you, that's hard to control both of those at the same time. So you've got the video of it, moving. It's moving at a constant rate, right? It's moving against the clouds is the one thing that's got, but you could easily have other layers of airs of one layer's going one speed and you're in another layer and you're moving at a higher speed. All right. Someone said it. If you're adjusting your ears.
99.
Yeah. All right. So I don't want to say I'm a believer or not, but this one is, you've got a darker object here that's moving in tandem. Is it me, or are you seeing like a darker space going from here up to here and where this object is? It's darker.
Yeah, like there's a cord.
There is a shading going
payload.
on that like this is connected to that.
Yeah, there's a cord
Right.
hitting a payload.
Right. So, if that's the case, what we're really seeing is you have the object up here and the other one that below it that's attached to it. Oh, dogs are wanting to come. All right. So, Andy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's a balloon. Yeah, you can see the shape where it's extended at
Yeah.
the bottom of the top object where the payload's being suspended.
Is that right? Okay.
That's where they tie it.
So it goes on for a while, and it's basically the same thing all the way through. Now here on this one, we're getting a bit more of illumination going between the top and the bottom, and you can still kind of see it looks like there's something that's connecting the two things. And although in some frames, the detail you get that's down there, though, is it is interesting, but we're always getting the shadowing like there is something connected. Now, does that mean that these potentially could be two craft that are moving in tandem, or it's a balloon? We can't say it's 100% one way or the other. I mean, because if you look at some frames and see what you see of the detail that's there, I mean, that can't be made up, though. That can't be like something we're seeing an anomaly in the rendering from the platform that it's going to render something that's not there. Right?
Right.
Because if you look at this, honestly, you know, it reminds me of two ships from Galaxian or Galaga. The insects, right? Where you've got the body, you've got the two wings on the side, the black head on it. You've played that. You've played the game before.
Oh yeah, they do look. They're identical.
Yeah.
So that's probably not a balloon because the balloon would be hanging a balloon.
Right, and certain frames, if I can only find that one again, you're probably not going to. Certain frames, like I just had up, that apparently I'll find it again. Where the fuck is it? It's one of those things, don't touch it, Fessler, you're going to fuck it up. Okay, there we go. So, the details there. If it's a duck, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it floats like a duck. It's a duck. So, I've got to take a screenshot of that. Let me bring the frame time code up.
And if it floats like a duck, it's a witch. So...
There we go. Now we got it with the time code. So a lot of times we're seeing it where it looks, well, if I found that one again, that's easy. Like that. You don't see the bottom object at all. It doesn't fucking exist. But a second ago, it was there.
It's a bossy bottom.
Well, yeah, but it's like an illusion. It's something we're seeing, but still, it's kind of like something.
Fantastic.
Something, if it's there and you see it, it should generally be there all the time. Fading in and fading out is just, I guess it would be an optical effect that somehow something would be blocking just that part of it when. It's there.
It's there. It's there. Feast your eyes.
There we go. I mean, look how it comes in. That's the cool. Oh, fucking A. God damn it.
It's like it's dragging through the clouds and then comes out of the clouds.
Right. But it's at the same height that the stuff is at.
See, this one I would have passed off easily as a weather. I would have passed off the weather plume if it wasn't for that right there.
Right.
Something Wong.
Yeah. And then it goes back, and it's like it's dragging it through the cloud layer.
Yeah.
Is exactly what it is. Because then when we're seeing it down here, if I take a screenshot of it as well, we're going to see that where the object would be. Actually, that's not it. This is it. That one there, going through this one here. I guess I have a different resolutions. There we go. You can see this one here is disappearing at this point because it's down in the clouds and you're not seeing it. So is it trying to go ahead and obfuscate then its payload? I don't know. Yes, I know, but the show ended an hour ago.
Yeah.
But
no, did it really?
Yeah, no, it should have.
No, it didn't. It didn't end.
No, I didn't end it. No, it should have ended. But
you confused me.
We got into something else, watching News Nation, watching this and everything. But anyway, it's been one heck of a great show. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and, I guess, finish this off tomorrow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Something to talk with the English friends.
Oh, you bet. 2 p.m. Pacific for actually, and 10 p.m. London, United Kingdom time. It's their version of Disclosure tonight, literally for their tonight, or not our tonight. So really quick, we had some super chats that came in tonight. Who am I talking about? We had one from Brennan, England. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Stephen Mateo. Yes. Ayatollah. Brock, someone. Long name, thank you very much. He's Gladys Osperella. T-Bone S, thank you for the super chats coming out of Canada. Greatly appreciate it. Gizmo, thank you very much. And Daryl, you did it again. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that super chat.
You're welcome.
Yes, and as we usually say, my friends, at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody. But where's that at? The hell did I do with it now? I've kind of lost that. We'll catch you on the flip side. Here we go. I found it.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Not playing. Here we go.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. See you tomorrow, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.